the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. On the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I consider impossible is losing. I've been waiting on the sidelines for a long time. Now I'm finally getting in the game. It's about time. This is my time. This is my time. The only thing I
Can you turn your light off? I guess it's hard for me to sleep like this.
I'm almost over this chapter. I got about 30 more minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
I can't sleep. All right.
A few moments later.
Babe, I mean, it's been 10 minutes. Can you please shut it off? I got to wake up early in the morning.
I have about 20 more minutes on this chapter. This is my only time to read.
I understand, but I have to get up early in the morning. Can you just read in the morning? I mean, I have a lot I have to do tomorrow.
Didn't you just get a sleep mask?
You know what? You right.
Use it.
Manta sleep, baby.
I don't know how you sleep with that thing on.
It's actually comfortable. Pitch black. I don't have to worry about your light. I'll be able to sleep just fine.
Well, enjoy it. Looks good on you.
This actually feels good. Oh, good night, baby.
Good night, love you.
Love you too.
Ladies and gentlemen, check out Manta Sleep. The link to the website is in the description of this video. Make sure that you use promo code TDPHINSTALK. That is TDPHINSTALK. Again, make sure you check them out. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. If you can't sleep when it's bright, these masks will turn out the light. Manta Sleep. Check them out.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Glad y'all rocking with me tonight. How is everyone doing? I hope you're doing just fine. We are in the meat of the off season. Today, the Miami Dolphins had their first day of OTAs. No news coming out. Ain't no news coming out of OTAs. I don't even think the media was really present today. At some point, they will be. As soon as we know more, you all will know more. We'll be able to share with you over here. But I was thinking, because I just got off the Bleacher Report performance that I just did. Well, by the way, anybody see me on Bleacher Report tonight? I want to know if any of y'all were there. Were any of you guys on Bleacher Report tonight? Just did a stream from 8 to 8:30. If it's 209. TD, your gain is on the high side. Just FYI, it's not an issue right now, but it might be if you talk louder. Let me check it out over here. Oh, I can see that actually. Hopefully, it's a little better now. I missed the stream, TD. It's all good. I'm glad some of y'all were over there though. But I made a statement, and I was curious if I said that this is the best roster the Miami Dolphins have ever had. Am I wrong? And first, I want to start. I'm going to get you guys' thoughts. Is this the best roster that we've ever had? Is this the best roster that we have ever had? Let me know in the comment section. What do you all think? Let me know what you all think. Got to think back, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, I just can't remember in my lifetime having a better roster. Best that I've seen, 100%. Yes, I'd say yes. Best I've seen in 23 years. You think Marino has some better teams than this? Or did Marino make the team better? I don't know. PJ said, yeah. I didn't watch Marino and the 72 fans. Yeah, me either. That's what I'm saying. Just based off of what you remember as a Dolphin fan. What did Adam said? I didn't. Oh, but top wide receiver duo and top cornerbacks. Well, yeah, Dan had good players. So did Dan have better teams than this one right here constructed on paper? Maybe, but Chris Chambers days and Marino, Ricky Williams, 2 TD. Yeah, but that's one. Those are individuals. We got like pairs in certain units. It's like we got pairs, man. But yeah, I think that this is the best roster that we've ever had, period. And it's a shame because the linebacking core ain't solidified. The old line ain't solidified. The tight end room. A Burgos said best ever Fangio impact and Tua health will be key. What kind of impact do y'all think Fangio's gonna have? Do y'all think it's wise to just automatically give credit and say Fangio's gonna make the difference? Did you find yourself saying the same thing about every coach we've had? Did you find yourself saying that about Adam Gase when he first came? Philbin, Flores? Did we find ourselves saying the same thing about them when they first came? Just curious. Nah, Fangio is different. What makes him different? That's kind of where I'm at with the Jose W. He said no credit given until production proves otherwise. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I just really try to get an understanding of where everybody else be with it, because it's almost like a guarantee for them. Fangio's the difference maker. What makes us think that? Fangio will bring respect and discipline. Did Flores not bring respect and discipline? Least penalized team. I'm just curious, trying to understand people's where they come from. The higher demands and improvement. Okay. Flores brought discipline, no respect. How did he not bring respect? Or what do you mean when you say respect? Hmm. Fangio is on a much higher level than Flores and Gase of the world. 49ers, Eagles all wanted him this offseason. Clearly, other teams value him a ton. As a defensive coordinator, though, right? But I'm just trying to understand why. Um, Respect is everyone willing to be coached by you. Mm. As a head coach. Is that what you're saying about Flores? Because who wanted to be coached by Fangio in Denver as a head coach? I'm just questioning everything, trying to understand people. Who wanted to, for 3 straight years, who wanted to be coached by Fangio in Denver? Other than the defense, just like in Miami with Flores. You can't make everyone like you. I agree. But it's interesting they're comparing him to Flores, saying what he is that Flores isn't. But again, I don't see any difference. Fangio moving Andrew Van Ginkel to inside linebacker is a bit exciting to see. Okay, out. Thoughts, CD? I'm not sure. I just know that he don't have a place for him on the edge anymore. Ogbaw's back. Phillips there. Chubb's here. We'll see. We will find out who the better DC this year, TD. Will we? Or will we luck out and stay healthy this year? Because another thing is going to be hard to compare them. Unless Fangio deals with several injuries, it's hard to compare them. When has our defense been healthy under Flores? Still was effective at times, though. What is Fangio's winning record as DC and head coach? Head coach, he's atrocious. As a head coach, he's like, and I'm going to guess this, but it's somewhere like 15 and 35 or something like that. As a head coach. As a DC, I don't know. But we can't compare that with Flores either. It'll be unfair to compare his defensive days because he was with the Patriots. They won a lot. Fangio's defense also is designed to get pressure with 4 players. He also had Chubb have his most productive players. He also helped Justin Simmons rise to his Pro Bowl level. Are we serious? Hold on now. My whole screen went away. I'm trying to bring it back. All right, here we go. Okay, I got to go back to this comment. Fangio's defense also is designed to get pressure with 4 players. That's what most defense is designed to do, but it's a matter of if you can do it or not. I mean, it ain't an automatic that it's going to happen if you don't have the personnel. He also had Chubb have his most productive players. Okay, I mean, Chubb is a great player. He also helped Justin Simmons rise to his Pro Bowl level. That Fangio helped him rise to his Pro Bowl level? Just curious. Do we all know what years? Hold on. Get this off my screen. All right, move this. Got it. Hold on, I'm just trying to understand something. Yeah, I know. I'm reading y'all comments. I'm just trying to pull up this stuff. All right, well, that's what I figured. So I'm trying to understand something. We want to say that Chubb and Simmons and all of them, Fangio's responsible for that when he was the head coach. Dre, he was the head coach. They had a defensive coordinator at the time. Let me. Broncos. Hold on. Man, I'm curious of who the DC was. Ed Donatel was a defensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos. A total of 3 years. Ed Donatel was their defensive coordinator at the time, or was Fangio's system. Of course, it was his system. Of course, it was his system. But I'm gonna pull up Vic Fangio's career in the NFL. See how great he was because they have the bio. Okay. All right. So before the Dolphins, he was an advisor with the Eagles. All right. That's great. All right. So with the Broncos, Fangio led the Broncos to a 3-0 start before going 4-10 the rest of the way after the Broncos lost to Kansas City in the regular season and they parted ways with Fangio. He finished his tenure with the Broncos 19-30 record in 3 seasons, a .38 winning record. All right, in 2020, Fangio's second season as head coach, the Broncos lost their star defensive player in Von Miller for the season due to injury. The Broncos began the 2020 season with the loss to Tennessee. Fangio was fined $100,000 by the NFL for not properly wearing a face mask. Whole bunch of crap. Whole bunch of COVID violations. His first year with Denver, as Fangio assembled his staff, defensive back Ed Donatel followed him from Chicago to serve as a defensive coordinator, as did outside linebacker coach Brandon Staley for the same position. Fangio record his first career win as a head coach, 20-13 against the Chargers. Finished 7-9. All right, so Denver was just a train wreck. Ain't nothing there to talk about. All right, so as a defensive coordinator in Chicago, this will give us more of a look on Fangio. Fangio agreed in principle to become the defensive coordinator for the Bears after the departure of outside linebacker coach Clint Hurt in 2017. Fangio assumed that position in addition to his role as defensive coordinator. Okay, during Fangio's first 3 seasons in Chicago, the Bears defense improved from a 30th ranked unit in 2014 to being 14th, 15th, and 10th in total defense. So 14th, 15th, and 10th was the improvement. All right, middle of the pack. Fangio's contract expired, interviewed the Bears head coach position. The head coach position ultimately went to Nagy. Let me see here. Okay. Fangio was also granted complete control of the defense. Under Fangio, the 2018 Bears defense excelled as it led the NFL in turnovers forced, 36, and interceptions, 27. Chicago was also ranked third in total defense, second in yards per play allowed, and first in scoring defense. On January 7th, assistant coach of the year. A month later, he received the same honor. So his knight in shining armor is 2018. That's his resume. 2018 was his knight in shining armor, having the number 3 ranked defense in the NFL. The 2018 Chicago Bears defense. It makes me want to look up that defense. 2018 Chicago Bears defense. I just wonder who was on it. That's all. All right. Ooh. All right, here we go. PFF actually had this defense ranked number 1. And the defense was led by the secondary. Give me a second. Okay, so here's why. Akeem Hicks, most run stops in the whole season. Akeem Hicks had 34 run stops. Roquan freaking Smith was on that defense. Danny Trevathan was on that defense. Eddie Goldman and Leonard Floyd were all on that defense. Man. It's crazy. Hold on. Hold on. Khalil Mack was on that defense? Wow. Yep. Right before week 1, they traded for Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack was on that defense as well. Jesus. So you mean to tell me Akeem Hicks, Danny Trevathan, Roquan Smith, Khalil Mack, man. See, this is what I be talking about. This is what I be talking about. Akeem Hicks, not the old Akeem Hicks, but Akeem Hicks, Danny Trevathan, Roquan Smith, Khalil Mack, Eddie Goldman. Compare that to our D line now. Compare that to our D line now. Come on, man. I got you in a little bit, Andres. That's crazy. Roquan freaking Smith. Prince Amukamara was on that team. Bilal Nichols. Kyle Fuller wasn't all that at the time. Well, actually, I'm wrong. Kyle Fuller had the most forced incompletions that year. Darius Slay was in the secondary. Stephon Gilmore was in the secondary. And Casey Hayward Jr. was in the secondary. God. How you get all these guys on one roster? And the team leader in coverage was Eddie Jackson. Eddie Jackson was their best cover at 93 PFF. This is crazy. This is crazy. Third best slot corner in the league that year, Bryce Callahan. This is crazy. He's now with the Broncos. That means Fangio brought him with him. This is truly crazy. How they had all of this on one roster. And I look at our roster now and I'm thinking we doing something. They actually had more. They had Ha Clinton Dix too. Coming off of his career year, they also signed Ha Clinton Dix that year. Yeah, the Bears. Hmm. Hmm. Man, I never knew they had a defense that loaded. I'm thinking that we loaded. That puts things into a whole different perspective. That's what you call a superstar defense. And I can sit here and say, well, it was the system, but can we say that? Look at the players' names we just named. Before they even got to the Bears, most of them was coming off a career year. Most of these guys, before they got to the Bears, was coming off of a career year, and all they did is kept doing what they were doing when they got to the Bears. They really just got an all-star team on defense with the Bears that year. And they said the offense is what held them back. The offense was ranked 23rd. And I can understand why. Look at all the talent and money you spent on the defense. And they went 12-4. They went from 5-11 to 12-4. No, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. This is stuff I be talking about right here. Fangio's pride and joy year was what you might can call a historic defense in 2018. In 2018, and I'm sorry, this is one of the most talented defensive depth charts I've ever seen. But maybe there's more. Let's go back and look. All right, before the Chicago Bears, he was Stanford and San Francisco, so he was out of the league and in the league. So defensive coordinator for Stanford. And then he was hired as the 49ers head coach. Then he was released immediately afterwards. He had 35 turnovers as a league high. So he had a head coach shot before. So basically, the Chicago Bears' historic year gave him another chance to be a head coach. He may never be a head coach again unless Miami do something if it's not going well. Baltimore, Fangio joined the Ravens in 2006 and worked as a special assistant to head coach, defensive assistant for his first 3 years with the Ravens, and later coached as a linebacker group in 2009 that featured All-Pro Ray Lewis. Houston Texans, first year team in 2002. Defensive coordinator. He didn't do nothing. The Colts, defense for the Colts. Under Jim Mora, he was just an assistant under the coordinators. Early career. So basically, this is Fangio's career in a nutshell, y'all. When he came into the NFL, he was basically a low-level assistant. Carolina Panthers, he was a defensive coordinator from 95 to 98 under Don Capers and helped the franchise advance to the NFC Championship game in just its second season. So I want to see how he did back then, even though that was a different NFL. 95 through 98. Carolina Panthers defensive ranking. See if they have the history. Panthers defensive ranking by year. $26, 18, 29 trash. All right, so Carolina was nothing. The Colts, Fangio coached the defense for the Colts from 99 to 01 under coach Jim Mora. Let's see, 99 to 01 Colts. Oh my gosh, it won't go that far back for the Colts. I don't know why. It's only 98 to 11. Here we go. I don't know why this time it won't show me the ranking. Yeah, I can't find the Colts. All right. Texans, he joined another first-year team. These are first-year teams. Under Don Capers, who he was with the Carolina, defensive coordinator in Houston from 02 to 05. Basically, when Don Capers got fired in Carolina, he got a job again in Houston and called Fangio again. That lasted for 3 years before I guess he got fired again. Then Fangio joined the Baltimore Ravens in 2006 and worked as a special assistant to the head coach / defensive assistant for his first 3 years with the Ravens and later coached a linebacking group in 2009. So he basically got demoted, had to kind of work his way back up with the Baltimore Ravens with the Ray Lewis group. Then he left the league, went to Stanford to be a college defensive coordinator. That's when you get to your lowest point. Then San Francisco calls them back up because I guess they fired the coach in the middle of the year. And San Francisco, he was credited with turning around the 49ers defense, producing a league high 35 turnovers in 2011. Fangio was released from his contract by the 49ers on January 15th after Harbaugh was let go. So they were still let go. Harbaugh brought him in to finish the season with him. I'm confused, though. He was a defensive coordinator. Oh, because it was 3 years with San Francisco. 35 turnovers. Anybody remember how that 49ers defense was? LOL, judge him when he had elite talent. Oh, I mean, I'm not judging him when he had elite talent. That's what he had with the Bears. I want to know what he had with the 49ers. 49ers, let me see. Okay, San Francisco 2011 defense. Oh, San Francisco 49ers 2011 defense. Yeah. All right, let's see. What up, JD the Great? So in 2011, they were called the most valuable unit. Let's see here. Look at what the defense was ranked before he got there and after he got there. Well, I want to look at were the same players on the roster, Glenn. I can tell you now they had the best defensive player in the NFL that year in Justin Smith, defensive end. Let me see something. Why is this thing taking so long? What's taking so long? All right, here we go. Oh, no, I'm pulling up the wrong thing. This is the preview for the season. So did he make them the best defensive player, or was that person already the best defensive player? That's what we're going to find out, Glenn. I know that in Chicago, they were already the best defensive players. The year before, all of those guys were pretty much at their top of their game. And they made some trades. Some of them were already there. So I know that when we already looked up Chicago, he didn't make them nothing. Some of them actually regressed, but putting them all together made the unit the greatest. But that's what I'm trying to find out with San Francisco. Yeah, Justin Smith was the defensive player of the year that year. Let me see how his game elevated. Yeah, so to put things into perspective, you take a player like Justin Smith, right? He was if thing will let me move over. He was already a two-time Pro Bowler. He already had one All-Pro before he won the Defensive Player of the Year. He had already been a two-time Pro Bowler the 2 years before Fangio came, and an All-Pro. And when Fangio got there, he just kept going All-Pro and winning Pro Bowls. So it's not like he was developed by him. Who is Justin Smith, really? Defensive end, you don't know who that is? Really? Eddie Jackson was the pick six king that because of the cover two. Eddie. I don't know why I don't. I may have the wrong one. Sorry, y'all. I don't know why my computer keep on going slow. His first all is in 2012. Well, okay, the 2011-2012 season, but you're named an All-Pro in 2012. That's what I mean by that. But again, already a great player. 2 Pro Bowls right before that. They also had Ray McDonald. Oh my gosh, why is this thing? Patrick Willis, yes. It might have been his breakout year, though. All right. No, never mind. Patrick Willis was always balling. So he had Patrick Willis on that roster. Patrick Willis was an all-pro for 5 years before Fangio even got there. And he continued to be an all-pro. And in 2011, Defensive Player of the Year, I think 5 votes, all-pro, Pro Bowl. Hmm. 2 Pro Bowls with the Bengals. Let me see. I just hope some of our guys can keep producing at this level. I just hope it ain't the case where Fangio's getting the old version of these guys. Because the guys that I keep looking up, Fangio got them in their prime, in their young prime. 3, 4, and 5, 6 years in the league. Ramsey and X ain't no more 4 and 5, 6 years in the league. We're talking 8, 9, 10, or whatever. Ahmad Brooks, Alden Smith, Carlos Rogers, Dante Whitner. I'll be honest, I'm kind of tired of looking up all these players. At the end of the day, man, will Fangio make the difference? I just hope so. We just looked at his entire history as a coach. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I really don't know what to think. When you really look at it, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. It's just it's a good resume, but we talk about a resume that has some of the best talent that you can have. Q said, and you discredited a lot of it. That's what I'm supposed to do, Q. I'm supposed to go through and say who deserves the credit for the defense. When we went over the Chicago Bears defense when they were ranked number 3, are we supposed to say that was Fangio or one of the best defensive rosters that you could possibly dream of? You let me know, Q. Bears, the 3rd ranked defense, but the year before he got that, half of the defense were already Pro Bowlers and All Pros. So I'm just supposed to automatically say, hey, look what Fangio did. Look at what Fangio did with the best players in the NFL. I'm just asking, Q. Because I ain't trying to, I'm going to be honest, I'm not trying to sit here and just, nitpick it. I'm just saying. I got to try to provide some context so we know what we're really dealing with. You know why I'm doing that? You know why I'm doing that more than anything? Is because I look at it like this. We did the same thing with Adam Gase. We did the same thing with Adam Gase. So what did Q say? Hold on, Q. I understand what you're saying, but Fangio has a reputation for a reason. He gained that rep from the best minds in the game. He earned it. What reason? That's what I'm trying to understand. What reason? Just saying, for what reason? It's like Adam Gase gained his reputation for a reason. Everybody said Adam Gase was the quarterback whisperer, the quarterback guru. And I'm going to be honest, if you go back and look, I was saying the same thing about Adam Gase. I was saying the same thing about Adam Gase back in the day. I said, this is what we did when we got Adam Gase. We said he was the guru. He has a reputation. He's known for this. Ask the league. Ask the league about Adam Gase before he was a Dolphin coach. Ask the league about Adam Gase before he became a Dolphin coach. Let some people tell it, ask him before he became a Jets coach, because he actually got a head coaching job right away again. That's how far his reputation stretched. The Jets had the nerve to give him a head coaching job right after we fired him for all that trash. Are we forgetting the reputation Adam Gase had? Go ask the league. Go ask the league. Just curious. We always do this. We always do this. Comparing Gase to Fangio, doggone right. Do you know what they were saying about Adam Gase before we hired him? You act like that ain't a comparable. Doggone right I'm comparing those two. Do you know how Adam Gase was viewed as an OC? We always do this. TD Payton coached Adam Gase. Well, maybe. And Khalil Mack may have coached Fangio. I mean, there's so many ways you can look at it. But as Dolphin fans, we always do this. Every single time. And all I got to do is say, go look at Adam Gase. Go look at what everybody said about Adam Gase. Go look at his track record with Peyton Manning and the offensive ranks they had. The top offenses that they had at times. Nah, TD, Von Miller, Coach Vic. Oh, I can name 15 players that played under Fangio that were all pros, future Hall of Famers. I can name 15 players probably that are future Hall of Famers that played under Fangio. And it wasn't because Fangio made them Hall of Famers. But you're putting the blame on Fangio. I ain't putting no blame on Fangio. All I'm doing is putting context to asking the question, what do we have? Do we truly know? Do we really know? Like, if you gave me a resume, right? Like, look at the defenses last year. Let me name to y'all some of the worst defenses in the NFL last year. Lions, Bears, let's just stick there. Lions and Bears. Those were two of the worst defenses in the NFL last year. Okay? You give me a resume that shows that talent in their top 10. That's when I'm giving you credit. That's when I give the coach credit. That's what I'm saying. That's great coaching. Look at the Miami Heat right now. Clear as day. Coaching. That's all that's getting that done. Coaching. They are not the most talented team on the floor, but they winning and doing exceptional things. Why? Because of coaching. On paper, they are not the best team on that floor. That's all I mean. I'm not taking anything away from Fangio. But what I'm saying is when you put context to it, we're going to sit here just because he has some of the best talent in the league and say he's one of the greatest coaches? That's like Bill Belichick. That's like Bill Belichick. Take Bill Belichick with Tom Brady and without Tom Brady. Without Tom Brady, would you even consider Bill Belichick being one of the greatest coaches of all time? Would you consider him being one of the greatest coaches of all time when you put together the last 3-4 years plus, before Tom Brady a little? This is how coaches make their names. I'm not saying Bill ain't a good coach, but I'm sorry. He ain't what everybody revered him to be all that time. Because let's be honest, even though that defense was good, and the point that I'm getting at is when you take a guy like Bill Belichick, right? People think because of all the success he had all them years that you can bring him to a trash roster and he's going to make that team a Super Bowl contender just from his coaching. No. But if we didn't see the last 4 years and every team in the NFL needed a coach, every team in the NFL would be trying to hire Bill Belichick. You see what I'm saying? And we'd automatically, he's the highest priority candidate. New England, they're going to remove the contract for him, and he's a free agent, and every team needs a coach. Everybody fighting for him first. He's the top candidate. Why? Because everybody know him. Look at his past. Yeah? You think he was responsible for it all? You think he was responsible for it all? Chicago went from 25th to 3rd with Fangio. If you have a bum roster and you go out and you go get some of the best players in the NFL, is that not what's supposed to happen? That's another thing that kills me too. I ain't gonna lie. That kills me. I hate when stuff like, I'll give you the Dolphins, for example. It kills me. This is what kills me. Would our offense have been what it was last year without Tyreek and Armstead and Connor? If we kept the exact same offense, we still had Devontae Parker. And the only thing we changed on offense was the coach and Mike McDaniel. We did not have Tyreek Hill. We did not have Connor Williams. We did not have Teron Armstead. Would our offense have been as productive as it was? But we always do this. Oh, look what McDaniel did to the offense. Look how he transformed it. Did he transform it? Because I'm curious to how he would have did if it was still Devontae Parker instead of Tyreek Hill. If Jakeem Grant was still over here. If Michael Dieter was still on the line. And Austin was still on the left side, and God knows who was on the right. I wonder what McGenius would have looked like then. I wonder what he would have looked like then. You know, Mac Hollins running the show. I ain't talking about another playbook, not EAE. Yeah, he transformed the playbook a little bit. He transformed the playbook, but how would that playbook have looked with Devontae Parker and Jakeem Grant? How would all them deep balls have gone? How would a lot of these plays have gone? Interesting. But we don't talk about that. We just automatically say, look at what McGenius did. If he was McGenius, why didn't you give him the same talent? So was it McGenius, or did you bring in the talent that he could work with? And I'm not saying if Flores had the talent, he would have did better. Maybe in McGenius, I actually like McDaniel. I think he did a really good job, but he definitely got room to improve. So I like Mike McDaniel. Let's get that straight now. But look at how we give credit or not credit and not look at the full context of things. We'll say the only reason the defense struggled under McDaniel is because of injuries, but did Flores not have those same injuries every year? And the defense kind of produced more? I'm just curious. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm not saying Vic ain't the deal and he ain't gonna be the difference maker. He very well could. But look at how we love to attribute credit, but don't take into consideration the talent that's around. Now, everybody done made a few players on the roster upgrade. Somebody was in the comment section talking about Eddie Jackson. That's a win for Fangio, a player that was young, raw, elevated his game for one season, then went back to being him. Only reason Flores isn't a head coach because he butted head with management. Yeah, I know. That's true. TD, go back and look at the Bears defense. Aside from Khalil Mack, they're either bums, too old, or slightly better than halfway decent. Brandon Watt, what is you talking about? We've already been over it. You are way off course. We went over that historic defense. Now, if you talking about today, yeah, a lot of them guys is washed today. This is freaking 5 years later. A lot of them are old now, but then half that defense was in their prime. Pro Bowlers. You trying to say Khalil Mack was the only one? Brother, you be big time mistaken. Big time mistaken. And we talk about that 2018 defense. You know, some of the players that we were naming. Bears 2018 defense named second best of decade. And we're gonna say that was from a whole bunch of guys that were nobodies other than Khalil Mack. Really? Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. I got you. I got you. Do you one better? There you go. Lakers winning tonight so far. Hmm?
Oh, it's still a lot of time left.
Yes. Just halftime.
Oh, I didn't know that. This game's over.
No.
Lakers are gonna lose.
Oh man. All right, so I put it back up for you, bro. So we're gonna sit here and say Akeem Hicks was basically average at the time. Let me see if I can find my guy's comment again. See, go back and look at the Bears defense. Aside from Khalil Mack, they're either bums, too old, or slightly better than halfway decent. So Akeem Hicks, who led the NFL that year in run stops, fits in one of those categories. Danny Trevathan fit in one of those categories that year. Roquan Smith, one of the best defensive players today. Young and in his prime. Come on, man. Let's be fair, bro. Let's be fair. Prince Amukamara. Let's be fair, man. Kyle Fuller, Darius Slay, Stephon Gilmore, Casey Hayward Jr. Kyle Fuller led the way over all those guys that year. Forced incompletions. Guess he was a bum. See, do you think Fangio helped elevate their game? Bro, everybody I just named was just as good before he even got there because they really actually traded and brought a lot of these guys in. They literally drafted, traded, and brought a lot of these guys in. Remember, 2018 was the historic defense, right? Eddie Jackson was drafted in 2017. That was a new addition. A lot of these guys were new additions to that team. Slot corner, Bryce Callahan, third best in the league that year. Well, that says tied second, and that says third. Oh, tied second for yards per cover snap. And seventh for rating allowed and coverage grade third. Come on, man. So again, like I said, a lot of these guys were either traded for, drafted right then and there. This is a whole different roster. So when people say he took a 27 defense to this, well, they also made trades. They made acquisitions in the draft. It ain't the same players. It's just like I said, taking Miami's offense from A to B. You brought in Tyreek Hill, Teron Armstead, some of the best players ever. That's all it is. He said TD's point is maybe the talent has something to do with it. Exactly. That's all it is. That's all I'm saying. And don't forget this too. The more talent you have, it makes the lesser players look good. I mean, I want y'all to look at the Dolphins defense under Flores. Look at the zero blitz look. When we put 7 guys on the D-line and there's 5 offensive linemen and they like, I don't know who coming. So when they hike the ball, I'm going to take a step back and whoever closest, I engage. But the scheme of the zero blitz is all 7 guys take a step forward, right? This is what people don't understand about our zero concept that made it hard for people to to guard. We already know the 4 guys that's going to come. It's a different group every time, though. So I don't know the play call, but just say 0-1. All right, these 3 linemen and that 1 linebacker are going to come on 0-1. 0-2, 2 linebackers and those 2 linemen are going to come. It switches up, right? But this is what happens. Everybody's on the line. Everybody takes a step forward. If you're not one of the guys that's committed to go, which are another 3 guys, right? If somebody engages you and they're in front of you to block you, back out in coverage. 2 guys on this line ain't getting engaged. Y'all keep going. Only if you're engaged with somebody, back out in the coverage. That's why they went forward, saw that it was 1-on-1, and they were back out in coverage. And that leaves 2 guys going free every time. Why you think you see Jerome Baker coming up the middle untouched? Jalen Phillips coming around the edge untouched. Ogbar coming on the inside untouched. It was always somebody different. Did y'all notice that? Nobody on our defense was ever eating on their own. Oh, he did it again. Oh, he did it again. Oh, he did it again. Never. The only people that had a high count of getting in the backfield were our safeties, Javon Holland and Brandon Jones, because it's the last person any defensive lineman was going to engage with because they're the furthest on the outside, which that's standard defensive lineman rules. You engage the person closest to you, the furthest away has the furthest path to the quarterback, and hopefully they get picked up by a running back. But what did that defense do? It made a whole bunch of guys that are 6s or 7 out of 10s look like 8 and 9s. Their stats were high. They had high win rates. Think about our D-line. Everybody was eating. In Flores' defense, everybody on the D-line, even the linebackers, were eating. But was everybody a special player? Was everybody that dynamic of a player? You put them in a cover 2 regular base shell, they all look average. You put them in a cover 2 send 4 pass rushers, they could barely ever get there. And we like, man, come on, man. The quarterback got too much time to throw the ball. Go look at the football our defense played before that day Flores say we're going to play a different brand of football when we went on that win streak. Remember before the win streak when we lost like 8 games, 7 games or something? Go watch the film of those games. We were running a base defense, sending 4 pass rushers, and we could never get there. We could never get there. Never get there. And that's what I'm saying to you. So the scheme made everybody look good. And that's honestly what I hope Fangio can bring. I hope his scheme allows everybody to look good. But if those players were already ballers before Flores, he would have never had to use the 0. He would have been able to do it the base way, and those guys would have been getting there. A lot of y'all forget the only reason we ran a 0 blitz is because we didn't have an organic pass rush. We had no pressure on the quarterbacks. It's the only reason we were running a 0. Only reason. What did Flores do with Noah, TD? Nothing. Nobody can do nothing with Noah. I mean, come on. What did anybody do with Noah? Hopefully that changes this year. I doubt it, but we'll see. We'll see. That was on flow. I agree. It is on flow. He didn't have an organic pass rush, but Mike McDaniel don't either. Mike McDaniel doesn't have an organic pass rush either. Now Fangio's coming in, and we just automatically think we're going to have an organic pass rush. Just because, same people. But Fangio's going to scheme it different. It's a pass rush. You can only run but so many different stunts and stuff. And the only difference is he might send a nickel blitz and back out a defensive end. Fangio has always had dogs on the D-line. Honestly, the best names in the NFL. We talk about people who get Defensive Player of the Year votes. Oh, I've done my homework on Fangio. I've done my homework very well on Fangio. And one thing I know is he's always had defensive ends, the greatest, some of the greatest in the NFL. Always. Fangio's defense, it's all about the secondary. I know. Cover 6. Trust me, I know. He's giving you one look pre-snap and then disguising it into another look pro-snap. But once again, what Fangio's defense gives up, it gives up the check down all day. And another thing, if the pass rush doesn't get there, it stretches the defense too thin to where somebody eventually gets open. That's why he has to have the pass rush to go hand in hand. We talk about secondary. Those guys got to guard long enough to get the pass rush there. But one thing that Fangio defense doesn't do very well against is mobile quarterbacks. The mobile quarterback. It's going to bring me back to the old days. TDE has Wilkins. In a 4-man rush, Wilkins ain't doing nothing on the pass play. But chasing down the runner that had already passed the line of scrimmage. I mean, why are we sitting here acting like Christian Wilkins is back there disrupting the quarterback all day? That's actually the only weakness in his game. He's not doing that at an elite level. Mobile quarterbacks kill Flores' defense. And until we start running the zero, then they had no lanes to go through. Yes, but because we will be in zone, easier to defend the running QB. Again, the way Fangio's defense is run, we're in a lot of deep zone. It ain't that shallow stuff. Y'all got to understand, Fangio ain't giving up the deep ball at all. A lot of it is deep. A lot of it is deep. Then you got a lot of smaller guys out there in the secondary, and you talk about Josh Allen running the ball. Wilkins needs to get bigger. That would help his pass rush, in my opinion. That link ain't dropping, TD. Drop it like it's hot. Oh, I got you, bro. We ain't gonna be too long, but I'll drop it for you. I just dropped it for you, bro. Hopefully you see it. Oh. He's arguing something different than what the argument is. Oh, I don't know what his argument is. I guess I'll find out. Pass rush is not about size. It's about hand skills. Whatever it is, Christian Wilkins ain't got it. Wilkins is big enough. He just need to work on his hands. Maybe this is breakout year. Maybe Fangio gets us an all-pro. Maybe he's Aaron Darnold-like or something. Quentin Williams-like this year. that you are bashing Fangio and it's all him and not the players. Well, yeah, he definitely arguing something that I ain't arguing because I ain't bashing him for one. And I'm not saying it's all the players and not Fangio. I'm just saying it's either a combination or we don't know who we actually allocating the credit to. What up, Andres?
Hey, what's up, TD?
What's up, brother? Talk to me.
How you been, boss? I was gonna say thank you for talking to you last week on the AFC roundtable. It was good letting know gotta let them know who was the most improved team. Yeah, I feel like one thing I noticed about these Bills fans, obviously we'll get back into defense, but I feel like one thing I've noticed about these Bills and Jets fans, you notice they're like going easy on each other. They're like each other the credit. They're like, oh yeah, Aaron Rodgers is gonna be in the league. Oh yeah, Dalton Kincaid's gonna do this. Oh yeah, it's just like no one's taking any look at what the Dolphins have been doing. Like, okay, I get it. I see what you guys are doing.
They scared of us. That's why they teaming together.
Yeah.
But they're gonna find out the hard way. What up, Glenn?
Hey there.
How are you,
doing?
brother? I'm great.
Yeah, I just want to say hello and stuff.
That's
Finally
what's up, man.
talk to you.
Hello to you, brother, and thank you for your support as always, man.
Hey, I wanted to know, did anybody get any of those 20 memberships?
I haven't seen it. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me go look.
I just want to make sure people got it because it really was supposed to be for your.
Yeah, let me double check, bro. Make sure they're not robbing us.
Yeah. Because it showed up on my credit card now. They're quick to take that out.
They ain't gonna play about that. But it's pulling up for me. I'm gonna say no.
Okay, I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Yeah, just keep me posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it still hasn't posted on my end.
Yeah. It should have. I just hope 20 people get it. But hey, only person we have organic though is pass rush is Jalen Phillips.
Yeah,
it's gonna be Jalen.
Jalen's the only one
but
that that will get pressure on him every time.
Yeah, that's a good start though. And who knows? I mean, you might see a situation where they kick Ogba inside. Chubb outside, Phillips outside, Ogba. All those go, oh boy, we got to guess, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, see, I feel sad for y'all, the ones that haven't seen it. I remember Miami I used to just count Miami in the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
I knew they were going to the playoffs. Yeah, automatic. They didn't worry about Buffalo, New England Jets. They were the crap teams. They were easy wins.
Now look at us.
Yeah. From 70, when I started watching was 73, because I remember watching the Super Bowl, not the first one. I don't remember that one. I was a little young, but I watched them against Minnesota, and it was a big party down in Miami and stuff, and they were excited. And from then on, from 72 to like 2001, every year we pretty much were in the playoffs.
In the picture.
Yeah, and then not in the picture, in the playoffs. So
how has it felt the last 23 years dealing with what we've been dealing with?
We always say it's the
purgatory
for what they did to the coach when they made him retire.
Shula?
Yeah, Shula. We just said that was revenge.
Wow. Hey, where's Q? He the one that said drop the link.
The Steelers fan Q
Right, he in
or
here,
the
but
other
then he
Q?
disappeared.
We
What up,
we
William?
got two Qs.
Somebody said, "Oh,
you know,
William said 2004 is when the mediocrity started."
yeah. Hey, it
Pretty
started
much
really
2005.
2001.
We got a couple of head fakes in the early 2000s with the playoff team.
Yeah. I mean, but
We
it's
had a
been
the
like
Ronnie Brown era kind of head faked us.
yeah. Well, they took the wrong player on that draft for sure.
Yes,
Mm.
that set us back 20 years, literally 20
Yeah.
years.
See, that's why people are saying, "Oh man, Tua has to." If Tua's bad, we're another 5 years into rebuild at
I mean,
least.
If he doesn't work out,
we've
if
got
he
a
doesn't
If
little
he
work
bit.
does,
out,
We got a little bit too deep down the hole to where you're correct. It's if Tua ain't it for the next 2 years,
yeah,
and they have to move on, it's like, oh my
we're looking
God.
at
you're 3
2028.
years. You're talking because you don't have to because after next year they don't have to just start gutting a dang team again and trying to get as many picks draft picks as possible, getting rid of everybody. Jalen Phillips trying to get first round picks, and we're rebuilding again.
That's a nightmare scenario.
Yeah, that's what I'm
terrible.
saying. So you jump on Tuna's bandwagon or another 5 years. I'm tired of doing this over and over again. And I'm tired of switching coaches. That's another thing I get tired with Miami is switching coaches.
Well, the worst
We do
thing
that every 3 years on average.
Yeah. And I'm used to do.
My bad. Well, imagine this. Say Tua's not bad though. Say he's above average this year. Next year he's above average. So he ain't bad. And he's not the only issue. We have some woes here or there. And then all of a sudden he gets an extension.
Hey, let's put it this way. Jared Goff made it to the Super Bowl.
Didn't it be Tannehill plan, TD? You just described the Tannehill plan.
No, this is more Andy Dalton because we didn't have to pick up we didn't have to deal with Tannehill's 5th year, did we?
No, we got rid of him just in time. I think we had one extension with him,
an
though.
extension, exactly.
He got like a 5-year extension and stuff
That
because he
allowed
got
us
it
to
for
move
90.
off of him.
It was like $97 million he got, and everybody thought it was a big deal, and it came out that was a cheap contract.
That should turn out to be cheap, yeah.
Well, that was 5 years, $97 million or something like that. He was like $18 million a year, and by the second year, it was cheap. But no,
they gave Tannehill a 5th year option, but they replaced it with the 4-year extension less than a month after they gave it to him.
Yeah, okay.
But Tua would be different because he would get the 5th year and then get the extension. That's the Andy Dalton. That's the Andy Dalton situation. So what if we have an Andy Dalton on our hand?
You said, man.
And this is why I say he either has to be great elite type play.
He has to be 44,000 yards, 33, 34 touchdowns with
under 15 picks,
under 10 interceptions this year.
3-1. Yep, 3-1, 30 touchdowns is probably what we need from him.
He should be able to get that 30 touchdowns easy. He had 25 and missed 5 games.
Yeah, that's true. Left a lot of meat on the bones.
That's true.
And he should be able to get 4,000 because he had like 3,500. Or wait. He had 2,800, didn't he? Last year.
I think it was like last year. Yeah. 28.
What I wonder is how many picks would he have possibly thrown though?
Yeah, well, he had 8 last year. You add 5 years,
Given the
5 more
given he
games.
would have played the Jets, Patriots, and
Well, that's
Minnesota
what
and
I'm
the Jets
saying.
again.
He would actually play some of the better defenses too.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're talking.
he could
You're
have thrown
talking
another
probably
4 to 5 interceptions extra
Well,
between the Jets twice and Minnesota and the Patriots.
He was coming off of a 3-pick game.
Yeah, but before that, he played all the other games and only had 5 interceptions. And he played some good teams too, some good defenses too. Well, I ain't gonna say they do. Problem is everybody.
The Steelers game, he really dodged the bullet on one. That one game was really
Yep.
The one game that stands out that would have had his interception total in the double digits.
Man, that bum Buffalo Bills Allen, he dodges so many interceptions. It's pitiful.
Yeah,
he throws 4 in one game.
He does all the
good
time.
Quarterback.
Every game.
Good quarterbacks dodge those. They always dodge those. Shoot.
Yeah,
you're right.
I mean, or good quarterbacks make their own fortune per se, because more so the DBs just flat out drop them. Then
Tua dodges
it's not
a lot.
really the quarterback.
They drop a lot of his.
Your Butterfinger DBs. That's probably why they play defense and not offense.
Well, I think a lot of it is he's throwing left hand, and it messes him up for some reason.
Different spin on the ball or something.
Yeah, we have something. They say the receivers say it's different.
That too much because Boomer Esiason had a lot of interceptions in his day. He threw left-handed.
Yeah, but so did San Francisco's quarterback. Oh shoot!
Well, Steve Young did, but he was a more accurate passer, though.
Well, he threw a lot for Tampa Bay. He threw a lot of interceptions in Tampa Bay.
Then he was in San Fran,
See, I remember it. God, I remember thinking every year we're going to the Super Bowl.
Every year?
And we went in the
Yeah, back in the 90s and 80s I did.
Well, in the 80s, we went to the Super Bowl in that strike shortened season, lost to Washington. 2 years later, we're back in the Super Bowl.
And then it felt like we was competitive all the time.
You guys don't realize how good. I mean, we were in the playoffs every year. I just expected them to be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
That's
I think TD, I think you were saying something about Fangio's defense of how he inherited some guys. I don't think this offense. There's some Miami Dolphins defenses in the past, CD, that I don't think this offense could deal with. The Tim Bowens, Jason Taylors, Trace Armstrong, and Cam Wakes of the world, and Madison Surtain, Brock Marion. You know, you got Zach Thomas. Those defenses, I think they'll crush this offensive front five. The front seven that we had back then.
What crypto talking about?
But I think this offense can crush our current defense now. But I don't think they can crush the Zach Thomas's defense.
Hey, TD, Chicago's Bears in defense sucked 2013 and 2014. They really sucked bad. They were the worst in the league.
Yeah, they drafted well. They traded for some players.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And it took them a couple. They started playing good to 2015, but it took them a little time to get them into the right players into the system.
Yeah,
it's kind of
by 2018, he got the players he wanted.
Or just get enough right players.
Yeah. What was that, CBA3?
Kind of like our defense, man. We built it from the ground up, and now we're there. Now we have the talent.
Who was the first key to that puzzle, though?
That's a good question. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, we kind of drafted Christian Wilkins. He was a big piece that came in. You know, X playing in that system was a big piece. And then you just kind of added some talent around it. Nick Needham, developing the guys like the undrafted free agents like Nick Needham's. It was huge. It was huge because those guys became players. And then you had a defense that was solid, that was kind of built on the backs of those guys. So, I mean, now we're at a point where we can just add talent and add depth. And now we can play.
Will it be day one? With the first year of the completion.
Mute Mark, man.
Oh, that's all right. I can see.
Will the day one, first year of this defense, will it, be that potential historic level?
I think so. And I think so because this defense was already a really good defense. I mean, honestly, this defense should have been top 5, top 10 last year if it wasn't for injuries and play calling.
They gave up 33 on the road and 17 at home.
Yeah, I mean,
we were really good at home.
You can't give up 33 on the road.
Right. But why were we a bad road team?
Because they gambled too much.
It's play calling, it's scheme.
Yeah.
It's game
third
planning,
and 30, and they don't play man to man.
I mean,
the guy.
Like I said, I think we had the talent last year to be a really good defense. I think Boyer just kind of dropped the ball. And I think Mike McDaniel saw that and he said, hey, I got to get somebody experienced in here who can help me, help the team move forward. And you got to have experience I mean, honestly, I didn't like the fact that Boyer was on the sideline and not in the box. Like that was a problem to me. I feel like defensive coordinators who are in the box can see more. They can make the adjustments. And let the assistants go down there and do their job. Like the assistants can talk to those guys after they get off the field. As the defensive coordinator, you just relay the message down, tell them the adjustments you want to make and go from there, man.
Has he always operated in the booth before?
Boyer, I mean, I don't know what Boyer did. I think Boyer was on the sideline last year. He's been on the sideline since he's been with us.
But that's been his first full season by himself. That's probably why.
Yeah. So I think it was an adjustment for him too. Having all the responsibilities in year one is just tough. And then you got a rookie head coach too. Rookie head coach, rookie defensive coordinator. It's a lot to
injuries.
Yeah. Good evening, gentlemen. I just wanted to share a little bit with you coming from an outside perspective. I really think the problem more than anything else is the historical lack of continuity in this organization. You don't change coaches and GMs symmetrically, which is one of the biggest problems. You have a GM, then you hire a coach, then you fire the coach, and then you never hire them at the same time. So nobody's ever on the same page, and you change systems.
But I think, Mike,
let me finish, please. You draft players for one system, then you bring a coach and has a totally different system. You look at the teams that are historically great. They're the ones that have continuity. They're the ones that have the GM and the head coach for a long time. Look at Pittsburgh. There's no better example in the league than Pittsburgh, and there's no worse example in the NFL than Cleveland and Miami.
But you have
for not having continuity, having a mess.
But you have to start.
The Jets and Detroit is in there.
The Jets have figured it out. They got Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh. They now figured it out.
You have to start somewhere, Mark. And when you feel like you don't have the right guy in the building for your team, you have to adjust. And I think Mike McDaniel is here for the long haul. But I think he has to get the right guys in the building first before he can consistently create that atmosphere of having consistent coaches. And even when you're a great coach and you have a great staff, there's going to be turnover because those guys are going to go get head coaching positions and things like that. So the coaching staff will constantly evolve. It will. The players,
it'll change. Let me just ask a question. How would you feel now if Zach Taylor is your head coach? He's led a team to a Super Bowl. You let him go.
Man,
what are you doing?
That's the nature of the game. That's the nature of the business, man.
It's the nature of the Miami Dolphins.
Were we gonna?
He wasn't really. He was on fielding staff. He wasn't the head coach though, Mark.
We weren't gonna make Zach.
No, but he was. But Cincinnati did.
He wasn't even a coordinator with us.
Yeah, it was sort of like a assistant or
He
something,
was a
right?
quarterbacks
Yeah.
coach, bro.
My point is this: your problem started to exist when you hired Chris Greer in the fact.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just talking on the.
You're fucking yelling at somebody.
No,
Shit.
Sorry. No, I said your problem in your organization has been Chris Greer, and he's made horrible decisions from the time they brought him in as a player personnel.
About, bro?
It has nothing to do with Greer.
It has nothing
Really?
to do with Greer.
Really? Tell
No.
me what
He
successful
became
things he's done outside.
Well,
He brings in players
That
to
would be
replace.
Stephen
He
Ross,
brings in
not
players.
Greer.
No. Okay, Ross starts it because Ross doesn't fire Greer. God only knows what skeletons Greer knows in the closet.
Which one is it, Mark? Ross or Greer? Which one is it?
Well, it starts with Ross, and unfortunately, because you can't get rid of your own unless he sells or dies, it comes down to Greer.
Mhm.
Greer's been in this organization for 23 years.
But he hasn't had the power. When did he get the power to do anything, Mark?
He's had pro personnel. He came in as a pro personnel director. He made decisions and he made recommendations for players. He was the one who recommended Charles Harris. He was the one that recommended Deion Jordan. What are these guys? Well, as it turned out,
Chris Greer, he made the call on those guys.
He didn't make the call. He made the recommendation.
That was Spielman about Jordan.
Man, stop, man.
It doesn't now. Who's making the recommendations, and then you go back.
This is what
I'll be very honest with you.
This is
okay.
what
I'll be honest with you.
Bills fans on the.
That's fine. You can say whatever. You can say whatever the hell you want. But I'm telling you something. He should have been fired the first night of the 2020 draft. That draft was just horrific.
So what was bad about it, Mark?
Austin Jackson for Minka Fitzpatrick, terrible. No monogamy instead of T. Higgins or instead of Jonathan Taylor. Are you kidding me?
Hold on.
2 was a question mark at best.
Did you say Minka Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, you traded the draft pick to get Austin Jackson for Minka Fitzpatrick.
Oh man,
remember that?
That's how you're looking at that. Oh, okay, all right. I didn't know what you were saying.
You were trying to say we basically gave up Minka for
Austin
Jackson.
I mean, you got your franchise quarterback at 5.
No, you didn't. You don't have anything proven at 5. You haven't had a guy who's done anything in December.
I ain't said nothing.
What has he done? What did you say? Listen to me. He had a game against Arizona. He had a game. He had a part of a game against Kansas City, and he beat the Bears, the Lions, and the Browns. Big fucking deal.
Mark,
where was your boy in December?
Mark, cursing and carrying on. You better learn how to communicate like a big boy.
Let's refrain from the profanity.
Yeah. Get your
fine.
I mean,
where was your guy in December? Please tell me where Tua was in December.
Hey, he played you tough in Buffalo. We should have won. The defense didn't come.
He played a mediocre game at bat. TD. Ask TD. No, let TD answer the question. Did you crypto stop? Do you think that Tua played a really good game against Buffalo? He played a very average game.
I
played better than Josh Allen.
Mark.
Wait. You didn't play better than Josh Allen, who was NFL Offensive Player of the Week.
Hey, he played better than Josh Allen that game.
Hold up now.
No, he did, because if he did, he would have won Offensive Player of the Week. And who won Offensive Player of the Week? Josh Allen did.
No, he ain't win no offensive.
So you're wrong.
Wait, hold up now. Joe, how many times did Tua win Offensive Player of the Year week compared to Josh Allen last year?
Plenty of times.
Plenty of times?
Yeah.
Hey, Josh Allen.
Who were Tua's best 3 games against?
He ain't throw for 6 tutties last season. He ain't do that.
Hey, name
Allen 35 touchdowns and 14 interceptions.
TD, he wasn't diamond like that, bro.
Okay.
Why y'all calling me? I ain't messing with Tua.
Hey, Josh Allen, nothing bad about Josh Allen. Just choked in a bunch of games, bro.
TD, you had Josh Allen on your fantasy team. Why don't you just tell the truth?
What does that mean?
Well, guess what? Well, you want to know what it means? I ain't make the playoffs.
It means he cost me. That's what it means.
He didn't win his fantasy league.
Answer my question. Answer my question. Answer
He
my
did not
question.
win his fantasy league.
Mark, you
fine. Where
Mark,
was Tua
hurt,
in
Mark?
December? Answer that question.
December
Answer the question.
17th, Mark. He
He
played
played?
you toe to toe. Mark, he played
like
you
3
toe to
months on the
toe in
road.
the snow, bro.
In
What
the
are you
snow.
talking about? Or did you not watch?
Where was
the
he?
game?
Where was he in San Francisco?
Hey,
where was he in
Mark,
Los Angeles?
he played-
Where
He
was
was
he
there.
against Green Bay?
Mark,
You know what he
played
was? He
your
was
boy-
0-4.
Mark,
And then, of course, he
played
tripped
your
over a
boys
blade of
toe
grass
to
and he's concussed
toe.
for the rest of the year.
Yeah, you talking about him
Man.
being hurt, man. I know that's what you
I
getting
can't
off
wait
on
till we
right
play the
now.
Bills this season.
I can't wait too.
Oh my.
Oh, I
goodness,
can't wait till
bro.
we play Miami also.
Run that
Hey, Mark,
crummy
you was
zone.
hurt
Run that
after the
crummy
week.
zone
Hey,
against
you was
Tua. I
hurt
cannot
after
wait.
the first game
In
last year.
October.
We saw you go ghost for a while.
Yeah.
You was hurt, Mark.
For the
We
record,
Who, Tua?
Tua
I
hurt
ain't-
you. We didn't see you
I
for
ain't
like
seen
4 weeks.
nothing bad about Tua.
Was
Hey,
Tua,
don't worry
was
about
Tua
it, though.
hurt going into the San Francisco game? Was Tua hurt going into the Los Angeles
Hey,
game?
You
Was
were
Tua hurt going into Buffalo?
were
Was Tua
hurt.
hurt going against the Green Bay game?
You were hurt after the
Was
Dolphins beat you. I know
Josh
you-
Allen hurt going into the Jets game?
Going into the Jets game? No, he played a poor
Hey.
game. The team played a poor game.
The
I'm not
Bills
going
are
to make an
hey,
excuse for that.
Mark, the Bills
Josh,
are done.
hey,
You
hey,
can-
can
hey,
he
Mark,
make a 15 yard?
You guys struggle against the
Mark,
Jets.
hey, Mark,
Mark.
you could go back to being a Dolphin fan now.
Yeah, but
Mark.
at least we didn't lose 40-17.
Mark, the tide is turning. You can go back to being a Dolphins fan now.
The tide hasn't turned. You can look at your
Mark.
offensive line and tell
Mark.
your offense. You tell you
Mark.
the tide hasn't turned.
Mark, the
Yep,
tide
you can
is
be a Dolphins
turning.
fan again.
Hey, you can be
So,
a Dolphins
okay,
fan again. Mark.
you can say the tide is turning. I want you to tell me the next 10 words. How is the tide turning? Tell me what has been done for the tide, the tide to turn.
Here, let me explain this to him. I explain how the tide's turning.
Go ahead, give it to him.
How did
man.
Buffalo increase or get better this year?
Let's see. They added a receiving threat in Dalton Kincaid, who will replace what used to
You're
be
talking-
Cole Beasley. He's not a tight end. If you know anything about football, you know that. And I'm sure you don't.
You said
They also added Osiris
You
Torrance.
can't
who is
rely
a
on the
guard
rookie,
that they
Mark. You
desperately
can't rely
needed.
on the rookie.
Mark, you talking about a
So
rookie?
okay, then why you guys all over
So
A-Chain?
you're
Why
talking
you
that
guys
Jets
all over
got
Cam
Aaron
Smith?
Rodgers. You talking Jets got Aaron Rodgers.
What else did they do, Mark? Hey, Mark Glenn.
Fangio.
You can't rely on the
Miami
rookie.
got
Glenn, we're
Fangio.
not letting Mark get away this easy. Mark,
Oh, they
what's
re-signed
up,
Jordan
Mark?
Porter, who you guys were supposed to get, but I guess you
Re-signed? You had him
didn't.
last year. He was out there getting burnt last year. What are you
If
saying?
we wanted him, we could have had him. If we wanted him, we could have had him.
He was out there getting burnt last
Well,
year.
you didn't get him, and who can you blame
We
for
didn't want
that?
him.
Mark, he was getting
Because we
burnt
didn't want
up.
him.
We don't need him. He's washed up.
Yeah, that's
Mark,
why he
tell us-
was
What
a
else
Pro
did
Bowl
you
player.
do?
Okay,
What did you do to get better, Mark? Let's not talk about what you had.
Nothing.
What did you do to get better?
I'm telling you, okay, Tre'Davious White's coming back after
We
a full
said
year of
you said coming
rehabilitation.
back. I don't care about, bro. What did you do to get better, Mark?
Micah Hyde is coming back. He was out all last year.
You got the same
Poyer
team.
Poyer's no longer
They got the
injured.
same team as
They-
last
The same
year.
team.
And
They
depending
do
on
not
who
have
we
the
saw
same
last
team as
year.
last year. They're not even close. That's why you people don't get it. You never
lost-
get it. You never
lost
look.
people.
You
lost
never
Evans.
look outside your own team to
You
see
lost-
what other
you
teams
lost
have
Evans.
done.
got Taylor Epps.
You
Yeah,
see a
Taylor
big
Epps
name and
is-
you jump on it because you don't know football. You don't know anything about football,
you
and you
sound
just run
hurt.
your mouth and you
You
don't know a
sound hurt.
goddamn thing.
Mark, you sound
His
hurt.
name
So-
today, you guys
Yeah, he
had.
does.
TD's the only one who actually knows what he's talking about.
Oh,
And maybe
Mark.
Glenn.
Only
Not even letting
one
people
who
speak.
knows.
Double
Hey
fist.
Mark, hold on, guys. Mark, I love you, brother, but I try to run
Wow.
a family channel over here to profane from curse words. I know y'all get heated, but please just respect that for me, all right?
Hurt. Mark's hurt.
Fine. I understand. Cool. Sorry about that. I know you have children. Love your family. No, I'm just saying, why don't you look outside of your own team to see the movements? Okay, let me ask you a question. What did the Bills do in their offensive line this year against what has Miami done in their offensive line? Tell me those
You
changes.
got two
We
offensive.
got
You guys
better.
got two offensive linemen.
We
the
brought
Cowboys.
3 offensive linemen in, man.
You got a guy with a mullet, and you got 2 guys with injury history.
So you mad
Congratulations.
because he got a mullet. Mark, you mad because he got a mullet.
He was cut by the Jets.
So what does that
Good
mean? Mark?
God.
So because he was cut by the Jets, he can't be a good football player.
Did you do the common sense thing and draft the center and John Michael Schmitz? No, you drafted another cornerback to a full cornerback
So
room. What are you doing? Did you
If
draft
we don't
Cody
make the
Mock, who's a
moves Mark
tackle?
wants us to make, then bro, I'm cool with not making the moves you want us to make.
Hey, if you want to sit there and have a starting offensive line with Austin Jackson, Liam Eichenberg on it, hallelujah. Good luck. Welcome to 8-9 or 9-8.
Mark, we'll beat y'all. Mark, we'll beat y'all with Liam Eichenberg. We'll beat y'all with 5 Liam Eichenbergs. I swear to God.
Okay.
Let's go.
Just live in your fantasy.
We'll beat them with 5 Jesse Davises as well as the backup.
Oh my God.
Hey, we won't even have to run through them guys. We'll just run around them, bro.
It will be followed by Jesse Davises as the backup. We'll beat you with 5 Jesse Davises as the
5
backup.
Liam Eichenbergs and 5 Jesse Davises.
Here's the changes I'm talking about, Rico. Here's the change. Like you had your offense, you have your defense, then you the Jets added Aaron Rodgers, which totally changes their offense and offensive coordinator.
Do you think that Buffalo didn't change their offense? Do you think Buffalo didn't change their defense? Of course they did. They realized that they were going no place in the system that they had. So they moved along with, from Tremaine Edmonds because they couldn't afford his $18 million salary, and they brought in smaller, faster linebackers that can cover. Will it be an improvement? Maybe, maybe not. I have another question for you. The Dolphins have no defense. The Dolphins have no defensive. The Dolphins have no defensive tackle signed next year, nor does Buffalo.
What is that?
But let me ask you, why didn't you go after Poona Ford, who has been a very, very good defensive tackle? You guys have a huge hole at defensive tackle.
Mark, let me break it down real quick for you.
Go ahead and get him, Q.
Sometimes you have to admit that you do not have all the information.
You don't.
Really? What piece of information don't I have against players that you should have?
Exactly my point, Mark. And what the front office is seeing and what they're evaluating on these players, they have all the information. And so I can't tell you some things I can tell you. Other times you admit that you don't have all the information on why they didn't pick this guy. Why didn't they take this guy? Why didn't they take this guy? You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm really not understanding what you're saying because I've watched it for 23. I've watched it for years. I watched you pick Austin Jackson, who's done nothing.
You understand Chinese?
I watched you trade up and give a draft choice away to pick Liam Eichenberg instead of Creed Humphrey. What is your general manager doing?
Mark, I think you really want us to win. I think you want us to beat the Buffalo Bills so you can become a Dolphins fan again. And I understand that.
No, I think you want to win something before you run your mouth.
I know it can be frustrating.
All we hear with the Dolphins is talk. And what if you won since 2000?
Mark,
nothing.
When did you become when did you leave the Dolphins and become a Bills fan? Which year was this?
I became a Bills fan in 63. I rooted for the Dolphins in the Shula era because I thought they were a quality organization. I rooted for them in a time frame when they had Marino at the beginning of his career.
So you were a Dolphins fan?
Yes.
And you went to Buffalo?
No, I came from Buffalo. I rooted for the Bills. I was a Bills fan from the early 60s.
And then you switched over to the Dolphins, right?
And then I switched over when the Bills weren't very good, and I was getting a chance to see the Dolphins. I loved Don Shula.
I would ever do that.
I love those 70s teams. I love the Marino teams.
Everything you just said, Mark, your credibility goes down the toilet, Mark. I'm sorry. Invalid, bro. I'm sorry.
Down the drain. We got you, Mark.
That's like me voting for New England.
Hey, Mark, so when we
you shouldn't have said that, Mark. You shot yourself in the foot with that one.
So when we win twice,
that's what you say, Q. It doesn't make any difference. I do what I do, and I know what I know.
Mark, I want you to make another big flip flop and come on back to our side, bro. When we win,
no, I'm not gonna.
Come on.
You want me to come? You want me to come back? Why don't you go to Steve Ross and Chris Greer? Get rid of that garbage, and then I might think about rooting for your football team again. Because right now I can't root for a team that has a completely incompetent general manager, an ex-alcoholic coach, and an owner that's filling his stipend on a daily basis.
Wow, you are bitter. The Dolphins.
I don't know why you switched to Buffalo though.
Wow. Wait a minute. What is the ex-alcoholic coach got to do with it, Mark?
Guys.
Hey, why? I mean, if you didn't win a Super Bowl,
you guys haven't won a Super Bowl. None of you guys in this panel.
Why are you bothered by him being an ex-alcoholic?
is because he is an ex-alcoholic. A statement of fact.
But why you bother? And the key word is X.
So Mark.
No. When you're an alcoholic all of your life. You can control it, but you are an alcoholic.
Mark, question for you.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is true.
What was the day? Do you remember the day where you became a Dolphin fan, where you left the Buffalo Bills, and became a Dolphin fan?
I never left Buffalo. I was rooting for Buffalo to win. I appreciated Miami, and I appreciate it now. You're asking stupid questions.
Bro,
why didn't you switch to New England?
Because I can't stand Tom Brady and I can't stand Bill Belichick.
I mean, if you don't switch, don't go to Buffalo. That's as bad as going to the Jets. You might as well went to the Jets.
I think there's a huge difference between Don Shula and Bill Belichick.
You know why? Hey, everybody wants to know why New England won all those division titles.
Shula's better.
Yeah, you know why? Because you had 3 lousy teams in the AFC East that did nothing for years and years and years.
No, we couldn't get New England. We couldn't get Buffalo.
That's including the Bills, Mark.
They never beat New England.
Come on home, Mark.
Well, guys, did any of those other 3 teams beat New England on a continuous basis? No.
Miami at least did it
once every year.
Yeah.
No, you didn't do it once. You didn't do it once every other year. Maybe once every other year was fine.
Okay.
But what does that win you? Nothing.
Guys, we need to get.
What did Buffalo beating the Patriots a couple of times over the years? What did it ever get them? Nothing. What did the Jets ever get if they ever won a game against New England? Nothing.
Mark, we're gonna get you.
Hey, but I remember many a year
going to the end of the season. The other teams outside of the division.
And all I hear is, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. You haven't done anything.
Mark,
years.
Mark,
you haven't won a division title. You've been to the playoffs 3 times and gotten beaten 3 times. So where have you been at since? Where have you been in the last 23 years? You don't have an answer for it, and you can't respond to it other than saying, well, what we're going to do. Well, why don't you do something instead of talking about it?
They won the division 3 times in like the last 20 years.
Somebody got a bad mic right now.
Yeah, somebody echo.
Who is that?
Hello? Testing.
It's not me, right?
Yeah.
Testing. Hey, Glenn, it's for some reason it's your mic.
Okay, is it mine?
Yeah, it's giving a bad echo drag.
Man, we gotta get Mark back to the Dolphins, man. That's
okay. Why? So you can have a real fan that actually knows something about football.
Yeah, that's exactly what, Mark. We need you in our fan base, Mark. We need you.
You actually do.
We do.
You need somebody in your fan base that actually knows player personnel, that understands.
I'm gonna let you carry on with your.
Don't gas him up, CB83.
Mark, what I'm gonna do? Look,
Mark,
guys,
real quick, Mark.
Dude, this is what I'm gonna do for Mark. I'm gonna give Mark a show on my show, and I'm gonna say, "Hey, this is a fan who left the bro. You would go viral. A fan who leaves the Buffalo Bills and comes to the Dolphins." And then, like, you talk about the Dolphins and you're a fan of the Dolphins now, bro, that would go viral. I think everybody would be interested in that, Mark.
Oh, no.
Especially since you were a Dolphin fan.
To be honest with you, I appreciate the offer, but to be totally honest with you, I don't give the people that actually view your show the pleasure to blow them to Hades.
What?
I'm trying not to say anything that would be would be considered obscene. Okay,
I got you. I don't know what you just said, but I got you, Mark.
I just said I don't have any respect for any of the people that listen to your show because they're all non-football. You're Dolphin fans. You're not football fans.
So
you're not. What do you know about What do you know about teams? What do you know about players?
So
what do you know about schemes? What do you know about X's and O's? You don't know anything.
So when we watch film, Mark, you don't watch that when we watch film, when we break down film.
I don't know what you're seeing on film. If you're saying
let me hear something. Let me hear you break down this Vic Fangio defense.
Have you ever?
Let me hear you break down this Vic Fangio defense.
I watched Josh Allen go to the tune of 47 points the last time we played Denver.
And was that a Vic Fangio defense?
Yeah, that was a Vic Fangio head coach team.
Oh, head coach. Okay, I got you. I got you. Give Mark.
Yeah, it didn't seem that they were very much affected by Vic Fangio.
Tag TD. We got Master working. Master at twerking here. What's good, Master?
Oh my God, we have company.
Master works up here. We got to get delusional Patriot fan up here. Master works. It seems not to like that guy. You know.
Come on, bro.
Got to get delusional Patriot fan up here at the same time.
Hey, KP. Hey, Tua's a franchise quarterback. Don't worry, he gonna show you this year. All he got to do is stay
yeah, he's gonna show me this year, next year, the year after that, or he's gonna do the 7-year Tannehill plan. When's he gonna win a game that's actually meaningful?
I mean, he beat y'all.
Yeah.
Damn.
Whoopee. You won by 3 points when you got ragdolled up and down the field on a 90-degree day.
Hey,
Big deal.
Because it was hot outside. It was because it's hot outside, Mark. It's a 90-degree day, Mark.
Would you like to tell me?
Come on, Mark. I know you're not blaming the weather.
I'm not blaming the weather. I'm just saying that those are facts of that game.
So you
okay? How can you blame? Okay, let me ask you a question. What's Tua's record against the Bills?
You're gonna blame God.
What is Tua's record? Answer the damn question. What is Tua's record against the Bills? What is his career record against Buffalo?
Oh, so of course he has a bad record against Buffalo career-wise, but the tide is turning, Mark. You saw that last year.
No, I didn't see the tide turning last year. What I saw.
Mark,
okay, you know what I saw last year?
Come on, man, stop. You never.
Okay, Steve, you know what I saw last year? 13-3 at the end of the season and 9-8 at the end of the season. That's what I saw.
Mark, we had you on the ropes with a backup quarterback in the playoffs. You should have lost the game. If Tua plays that game, you know you get your butt whooped.
If Tua plays that game, he probably falls over a blade of astroturf and cusses himself for the next 3 years.
So if he plays a half, we win that game. If he plays a half.
Well, he didn't. Yeah. You know? And you lost.
All right.
So when we play in week 4, we're going to see what happens if Tua's actually surviving by then.
So the great thing about this is you guys haven't.
Oh, he's going to play in that game, Mark. You know he's going to play in that game.
Mark, you guys haven't.
Really, I don't know that. Tua's history tells me he could be injured. He could be injured at a moment's notice.
Mark, you haven't won anything meaningful. We haven't won anything meaningful.
No, he'll play.
Well, I would say division titles are meaningful. I would start with divisional titles. Have the Bills won a Super Bowl? No, they haven't.
You're not winning shit. Stop. Just stop.
So you guys are gonna win the Super Bowl? How are you gonna? Let's just take Buffalo out of the equation. How are you gonna beat Kansas City or Cincinnati?
What Cincinnati? We had Cincinnati on the ropes, bro, until Tua got hurt. What are you talking about? We were winning the game.
You were winning the game by a point.
We went that Tua went.
Tua had already thrown 2 interceptions.
Mark. Tua went down the field on the first drive through a dime.
And actually, Bridgewater was better. Bridgewater was better than Tua that game.
Did you watch the game?
As a matter of fact, I admit you got a little bit hosed on the interception at the end. Yes, I did.
This is why I can't.
I actually not only did I watch the game, but I actually donated. I also donated to his charity when he got hurt.
First drive. What did he do on the first drive, Mark?
I don't necessarily remember. I know you had 7-6. I know he threw 2 interceptions.
That's all you talking
about.
I
know you shouldn't. I know you shouldn't have played him.
You're clearly
because he was already injured going into the game.
Mark, you're clearly blinded, man. It's okay, and I understand. You're a bitter Bills fan. You're a bitter.
I'm not bitter.
You're a bitter Dolphins / Bills fan. Now you're lost. You don't know what you want to be. I get it. It's rough.
Okay, you just talk. Why don't you talk about the Dolphins' wonderful accomplishments the last 23 years? Why don't you give me all the highlights of the Dolphins the last 23 years?
We'll give you. We'll talk about them as soon as we can talk about the Bills' accomplishments in the last 23 years.
What y'all got, Mark, in the last 50 years?
I've got 3 division titles and 5 playoffs in 6 years.
How many rings y'all got? Mark?
What have you got, CB83? All you got in your life is bathtub rings.
Tell me how many rings.
The same amount of rings. Nothing. The same accomplishments. We're the same as the Bills.
When you go from 1974, you can't count your rings because you weren't around then. The only guy that was around was Glenn. The rest of you guys are kids.
My team.
You have no idea what those 72 and 73 teams do. I know more about those teams than you do.
Doesn't mean we don't know history, Mark.
We can look up
Come on
history, Mark. We can learn history.
The
We go to
thing is,
school to
I don't
learn
think you
Mark,
would.
history.
yeah.
If you think, okay,
Mark,
CB,
the
if
thing
you
is,
think
it's
Liam
the
Eichenberg and
question.
Austin Jackson are quality offensive players, then you need to
Here we
learn a
go with
lot.
Liam Eichenberg and Austin Jackson.
Hey,
We're going in
we
the
beat
loop right now,
we
bro.
beat
We're going
y'all
in
with Liam
circles right now,
Eichenberg and
bro.
Austin Jackson.
Well, you're not done with them yet because they're still
Oh man,
starters on your
the
offensive
whole
line.
AFC East. Dan Mitchell showing up. Hey, Mark, you said you don't like Dan Mitchell. Are you a Bills fan or a Dolphins fan, man?
I think Dan Mitchell's a little
Exactly.
soft
You might
myself.
as well
You know,
come over right
he's not
now.
hardcore.
You say he's not a hardcore Bills fan?
No, I mean he's all right, but he's not particularly knowledgeable. He's
Mark,
not
I think you're a
he's
Dolphins fan,
not a Joe
I
Marino
think
who's
you're Mark. I think you're a low-key Dolphins fan. I don't think you like Bills fans. I
and
don't think you like the
CB,
Bills
you're
people.
not you couldn't hold a candle to Kyle Krabs of the Locked On Dolphins, who knows more than you're ever going to know in your life.
I don't get paid to do Dolphins stuff. I do this for fun, Mark. This is all in
Well,
fun.
actually, I agree with you because everything you say is funny. So that's actually pretty
That's
true.
cool. I'm glad I can make you laugh. I'm glad I can entertain you, Mark.
No, your takes make me laugh.
I know. But the fact that you flip-flop from a Dolphins fan to a Bills
I
fan.
didn't flip flop. I've always rooted for the Bills. I rooted for the Dolphins. If the Bills aren't playing, why is it wrong to root for the Dolphins in a 72 and 73 Super Bowl?
It's clearly wrong. It's clearly wrong.
So many levels.
It's wrong in your opinion. In your little narrow-minded opinion, who's got the IQ of snot, it's wrong.
Man.
If you have an expanded viewpoint and an expanded view of the world, and we can actually see beyond the scope of your little rose-colored dolphin glasses, you'd see that there are more than one team in the league, but you never see that there's more than one team in the league because you never look at what they do. You never look at the changes that they make on their team. You never look at the personnel. You never look at X's and O's. You don't look at anything. You're looking for clicks.
IQ is snot. Snot.
Mark, the issue here is that you haven't even answered the question.
Don't worry, it's plenty of room to come back on the bandwagon, Mark.
And then you
Andre, that's your mic. My bad, bro. That was your mic.
Yeah.
Ooh, whose mic is going?
You sound robotic, bro.
Yeah, but it's Mark. It's okay. And Andres is right, man. I'm giving you legit questions, and now you're going to history and talking.
Really, give me okay. I'm sorry. I apologize if I haven't.
Talk about our
okay.
past
Ask me. No, I want you to. I want you to ask me your question, please. Ask me your question.
I want to know why you left the Bills and went to the Dolphins.
I already told you that. Why don't we ask the next question?
I want to know why you left the Dolphins. Why did you leave the Dolphins?
Because the USFL folded, Kelly came back, and Hall came back. They built themselves back into a championship team, and therefore, at that point, I started. And I watched Buffalo. I didn't necessarily root for them because they had no chance. I rooted for them, but I knew they had no chance to go any place with the team that they had. After the 1 year in the 70s. And through the first part of the 80s, where they had one playoff season in 1980.
When your team is down,
so when your team is out of it, you want to watch somebody else that actually could do something.
Dang.
And how could you not want to watch Dan Marino? A lot of people who aren't diehard Dolphin fans to this day love Dan Marino. And how could you not love Dan Marino? How could you not love the Marx Brothers? How could you not love what was going on?
I agree, but why did you leave us again? What made you leave us at that point?
Because the Bills rebuilt themselves. And I went back to
When was this? When did they rebuild themselves?
88, 89 89 was a conference loss to the Bengals. 89 was a divisional loss to the Browns. 90, 91, 92, 93 were all Super Bowl losses. Also, but 94. No, 94 they didn't make the playoffs. 95.
90, 91,
Actually, 90, 95 they crushed Miami in the playoffs, and then they got beat by Pittsburgh.
I bet you were a little turned.
And then they lost to Jacksonville the next year. They came back. They missed the playoffs in 97, 98.
We don't care. What I'm saying is, why did you?
Well, what are you saying, CB? I answered your question. So what's next?
Hold on, Mark. Give me 1 second. All right. Yeah, give me one moment.
Glenn is back. Good. Hope his mic is better.
Hold on, homie left. All right, y'all go ahead. My bad.
Hey, why Dan Mitchell came up and you ran Dan Mitchell off, Mark, and you a Bills fan, man. That's rude, bro.
I didn't even see
the only way.
He was in here.
He was
Only
here.
way Bills could beat Miami is hope Tua gets hurt.
They better hope God is on their side.
Is
and
that
bring some
what
weather or
you're
something.
saying? Is you want Tua to get hurt so you don't have to play him?
No,
I
I'm
would think
saying
you
that
would want to
Tua
play
has.
him.
I'm saying Tua has a history of being hurt, and Tua has a unique
So
ability to disappear in key games and playoff
hey,
clinching games.
So he didn't play. You don't think he played well in the Bills game on December 17th? You don't think he played well in that?
TD, answer that question because you've said it a million times. You tell me.
Ooh,
You tell the
TD,
panel
where
what your
you at?
opinion is.
TD, come to the mic.
I don't know what y'all talk about.
TD, come
Yeah,
on,
sure.
man.
Now you don't want to say anything. Come on.
Tua is the greatest quarterback in the NFL.
TD, come on, man. You can be
he's
honest. Don't troll
Yeah.
us.
So come on, TD.
hey,
Why
he
don't you
is
just tell the
a
truth? Why don't
he is
you just give honor to your family and tell the truth?
Ooh, honor to your family.
All right. Real quick, y'all. Somebody got a bad echo again.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off here.
Okay, it just went away.
Oh, it was Mark.
I don't know. But listen,
Yeah, probably was him the whole time.
well, I wanna say this. Hawes UT. Sorry, but I had to ban you from the show. YouTube tells me who you are, even if you put somebody else's name in their avatar. Just FYI. Hawes is the one. He kept coming in under Master at Works under Dan. He even came in with Richie and everything.
Okay.
So he doesn't understand that StreamYards tells me who the YouTube person is, regardless of what you put on the screen. Let me see. Just like
your original name.
Yeah, like Crypto has Crypto on here, but it says Crypto Dolphin Fan Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. CB Fans Take with CB83, but it's just CB83, right? Your YouTube name.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Q's legit. He the only one rocking his normal name. But Hawes UT, he kept coming in trying to act like he was certain people. I was trying to give you your little moment of shine.
I gotta say something, no?
Yeah, I thought there was him. So it was Master Work. That wasn't Master Work though.
No. I was putting them on anyway, and just to mess around. But then all of a sudden, he just kept switching, and I was like, "No, I'm just gonna ban him." He actually being a troll. So just FYI.
Because he had the logos of them too. I think he even changed the logo.
Yeah, he gonna take your picture and stuff.
Your boy
took the
came in here
picture.
ready, boy.
Man.
He boys out here be faking, big faking,
Man.
boy.
It's ironic because I was looking at this episode of this guy named Anonymous on the internet hacker. He was going around different profiles and stuff on the internet. It's crazy. He actually doing it in real time.
These people got too much time on their hands, man.
TD, I came up to ask you personally, what is your spiel with the Fangio scheme, my bro?
What is my spiel or issue or like?
Yes.
Oh, nothing. I just like everybody has like this zero doubt confidence that all of a sudden we're gonna be a top five defense because of Fangio.
I wouldn't say it's sorry to cut you. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that I just personally don't know. I feel like we're definitely going to be better, but I just don't understand where people get like an automatic top five right away. Now, give it like 2 years, I think that we can get there. But people have that feeling right now, and I just personally, it's not in me yet. That's all.
Well, I don't think it's not that people don't have any concerns with it working, because the main gist of this defense is personnel. If you don't have the right personnel,
did he cut out for y'all or just me?
Yeah, he cut out for a second.
Yeah, he cut out.
Yeah, he cut out.
Damn.
I guess I got a segue.
Mike is still out.
TD, what are your expectations this year? Like top 15, top 10? Like what do you think?
For who? For what? The defense?
Yeah,
Defense. I feel like we kind of. It's a different story.
Expectation top 10.
Top 10 realistically. You feel confident?
It just depends on because we're playing a lot of good teams, and yeah, it's true. I got a top 10 expectation. If we're gonna win the Super Bowl, it got to be top 10 anyway.
Yep.
So I'm not gonna waver on that.
Right.
Offense, I expect top 10 as well.
I don't know. We was bottom. Where were we last year? Where were we last year on defense?
23 in defense.
So if we're 23 on defense and we play
move up to 15.
If you move up to 15, you probably could still win a Super Bowl.
You can still yeah. Because Kansas City finished at like what 14, 15 or something. They was in the middle of the pack.
I think you could be middle of the pack and still win. It depends on how your offense does. No, that's
here. Okay.
Match up with in the playoffs.
Here's the issue. Here's the issue. So take a team like KC, right? This is the issue I have. Now we're talking about a playoff game with Kansas City. We're not going to stop them from scoring if we're 15. Just like Buffalo when they were number 3. Just like the number 3 ranked Buffalo. When you get in the heat of it, some teams you ain't going to stop from scoring, but will they stop you?
But see, I don't think that's true. I think in games like that, there could be a couple guys that are the difference and make a couple plays that change the game. Like I see what you're saying. Like you're looking at rankings, but I think players at that point become the difference. Whether it's the defensive ends causing sack fumbles, whether it's
if
the
they
secondary getting picks.
Yeah,
and when we look at our playoff game, what was the difference in our playoff game? It was the turnovers.
Well, here's the thing. I'm talking about the Chiefs as an example because Fangio's defense did some things to Mahomes that made Mahomes become a better player. And now Mahomes is one of the only guys that's prepared for just about anything now. Mahomes was the guy. Remember the last 2 seasons how Mahomes had a rough start and everybody was like, oh, Mahomes, it looked like
he's had some rough games. Yeah.
But that was because he was always looking for the big play.
Right.
And
he wasn't patient.
Fangio's defense wrecked him one time doing that. And he even said in the interview, because of Fangio's defense, it taught him to be more patient and just take what they give. And that's why he's more of a dink and dunk now than he ever been.
Yeah, because when you develop into a quarterback and when you're developing as a quarterback, you
can do both.
That. Like you have to be able to do a little bit of everything. And
now Tua going to elevate to that.
And that's what we're looking forward to seeing. And I think Tua took a big leap last year in terms of like being able to dissect, read, deliver on certain plays.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when we look at it, TD, how many games did the defense really win us last year?
I'll say 3.
Which 3?
3 of the 9.
Pittsburgh. What else?
I would say Pittsburgh, the first New England game, and the Jet game.
No, not that.
I'm not giving you first New England.
We only scored 20 points.
You got to give you first New England.
We scored below our average because our defense started out the game with a sack fumble for a touchdown.
New England. Yeah,
we only scored 13 points on offense.
Why I gotta give them New England?
That first game
because we only scored 13 points on offense.
Well, I guess the reason why because you can't give it to the offense.
Right.
I would say that's a wash. Then I'm not saying it's the defense or the offense because they ain't really played well.
Well, the Patriots trash. That's what I attribute.
Okay, so that's cool. But how many games did the defense win us last year?
The last game of the season.
Okay, I agree with that. Jets game
and the Jets and Steelers.
Jets and the Steelers game is I think the only games we can say the defense won us the game, kind of carried us to a win.
Yeah, and they had a lot of potential to carry us to a lot of wins in December, but we didn't score enough. We didn't score enough on offense. We could have won the 49er game on defense.
Did the defense give us more or less? I'm trying to figure that out. And so if the defense didn't carry us, who carried us?
I only had the defense winning us 3 games last year.
Which 3?
Right, that's why I started.
I remember I did this exercise on my channel. I had the defense winning 3 games, the offense winning 3. I had I had everything attributed to and the
And
losses.
the rest was a combination.
So
I just forgot.
I'll say the offense won us the Ravens for sure. I think they won.
In the Cleveland game. I would say the Ravens, Cleveland.
That's why I pushed back.
And that's it.
Come on, TD, you gonna say they didn't win us the Ravens game?
No, that's where I kind of push back and say that that's a team win because again we forget.
TD,
well,
stop.
Okay, what was the biggest deficit? What was the score?
35-14.
It was 27-7, 28-7.
21.
That was the largest deficit in that game. Was 28-7.
So how do you come back without making the stops?
Yeah, of course you make stops.
And don't forget this. Don't forget this.
Scoring the points is more difficult at that point.
Hold on. Do not act like they went up with that big lead because of the defense. Remember, Tua threw 2 picks in the first half.
So you say the defense won us that game, TD?
No. He was saying it was probably a team win.
That was a team win. You have to make stops to be able to come back from a deficit like that. And don't forget, the offense
I would say they won a Cleveland game. The offense won us the Cleveland game because it was a bigger margin of victory.
They won us Chicago.
No, the offense didn't win Cleveland. The whole
Chicago,
team
Detroit,
did. They gave up 3 points. What do you mean? That's a team win.
A team.
Who gave up 3 points?
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Our defense played lights out. We only gave up we didn't give up that many points.
Super efficient, bro.
But the defense
you're
had
right.
turnovers.
You're right, CB83. But yeah, that was a complete game. That was a total team win.
Missed that game, bro.
And the defense, hold on, the defense couldn't miss.
Right, so that was a total team win. That was our most complete game in the season.
Yeah,
the Cleveland game.
I agree with that. It definitely was our most complete win.
You want to talk about offense?
Yeah, we got a bigger victory.
You want to talk about the offense winning the game?
We say Detroit and Chicago.
Yeah. Well,
Detroit and Chicago was the one.
Chicago no monogamy. No monogamy didn't.
Actually, I would say the special teams almost won us the Bears.
Oh, Pittsburgh was lower.
Close.
I keep mixing that up.
You better stop that. You ain't about to keep going that way,
bro. The offense won us Lions.
And maybe the Bears, but I say the offense and special teams won us the Bears game. It was between offense and special teams.
Yeah, Lions, Chicago, Bears, and that's all I got.
Yeah,
I'm giving us the Ravens too.
That's a team win.
You can say the Ravens, but yeah, it was lopsided in the fourth quarter.
The way you win that game, you got to go with the offense.
How? You dug the hole to begin with, and your defense kept giving you chances to come back.
He didn't dig it.
Yeah, we did stop him on 4th down 3 times in that game.
He threw 2 picks in the first half.
What our defense
throwing 6 touchdowns.
I get it, but you needed touchdown. You needed a defensive stops to be able to do it.
But if we're gonna say that's the case for every game. We need defensive snaps to win the game. But we can look at the game.
No, not in the Bears game.
The offense didn't win us that, or the defense didn't win us that game. Come on, man. We know that.
No, they didn't win it. But
I never said that they won it. I said the team won that game.
Yeah, I just feel like the offense had a bigger presence in that win, especially late when you needed to make plays.
Here's what I don't understand.
Tua was killing them.
Here's what I don't understand. If a team is down by 4 touchdowns, defense does their job and gets you the ball back. Offense does their job and score. Defense does their job and gets you the ball back. Offense does their job and score.
That's always the case.
Hold on, but they do
it.
But then we just say, "Oh, offense did it."
But this is the thing, though. Your defense, when your defense is giving up 30 points,
gave up one more possession. See, this was funny. The defense should have just gave up
30 points. TD.
Hold on. The defense. See, this was funny to me.
Now look at league averages.
The defense should have just gave up one more score, and it'll be a whole different story.
So we can lose the game? No, I don't want to lose the game, TD. I don't want to lose.
Let me ask you a question. If you win 60-0, who won the game, offense or defense?
You said if you
both.
win 60-0.
If you win 60-0, who won the game? Offense or defense?
That's a wash.
Neither one. It's a total team win.
Exactly. That's why. Hold on.
But
That's
look,
why.
If
That's
it's
why
60 to
this.
30, if it's 60-30, I'm going with the offense.
That's why this is a.
Oh
wash.
yeah, and that's since CB83. Yes, because defense gave a bunch of points.
Yes, thank you.
No, hold on.
If they gave up that many points,
hold on, Crypto.
If you over 30,
hold on, Crypto. You still missing. You still missing the point. Once again, you're still missing the point that Tua turned it over twice and caused the deficit.
No, that's not true. You could defense.
well, yeah, then it would be a team win at that point.
Look,
if the offense is making mistakes like that, then it'll be a team win at that point, TD.
They still have an opportunity to get a stop on an interception. Don't tell me they can't stop them on an interception. What's up, TD?
Well, they did. They set him out for and out.
You can stop him.
Over Lamar Jackson.
No matter if he's throwing picks or not, you still can stop him.
Well, they did, CB. They get a 4 and out on Lamar Jackson 3 times in that game.
At the end of the game, to let Tua come out, to let him come back.
Nah, not to let him. That boy demanded.
That was 4 and out.
Guess what? The defense demanded too. The defense demanded those stops. They took them stops.
So they played well in the second half. I'm not taking that away from them at all. I'm not taking them away. They didn't play well in the first half.
Nor did our quarterback. Nor did our offense.
Nor did our offense. I agree with that.
That's my point. That's
but
what
I just think in the second half, the offense had more of a presence in the game and winning the game.
And the defense had more of a presence in the second half for us.
I agree.
So I think the offense had more of a say in the Houston game than they did in the Ravens game.
You said the offense was.
Yeah, the offense had more of a say in the Houston than they did in the Ravens.
Yeah. I think in the Houston game we kind of dominated first half.
Yeah, and then it was more like okay, the second half everything got shut down.
Yeah.
We just kind of.
Oh, by the way, hold on. Did LeBron just blow the game for his team? He had the last shot and he blew it. Is that y'all king?
Man, they lost.
Yep.
Yeah, they lost. Had a chance at the end to tie it, and LeBron another game he blows it.
Damn, he almost had a double. Damn,
bro. Yeah.
So you're looking at another game. Another
40.
His legacy is hurt.
He had 40.
To lose 4 straight games to one team like that.
Nah, man, that happens, man. It's the NBA, bro. It happens.
Trash.
This is the same season that happened when Dallas won their championship.
Like, do you like anybody, TD?
LeBron Tagovailoa.
Bro, who's your favorite athlete of all time, TD?
Athlete of all time?
Athlete.
Nah, TD's a big Rondo fan.
Man, we'll call sports.
My favorite,
man, that's tough. We'll call sports.
My favorite athlete of all time, I would have to say, I know this sounds crazy, but Serena Williams.
That's a safe play. That's a safe play.
It's not. I mean, okay. I guess as a sports figure that I'm saying,
because it's an individual sport. At
now
that
let's
too.
go male. Let's go male.
And it's an individual sport. So yeah, I could see a tennis player being
Tiger Woods, safe play. Like those are
no. My favorite player. My favorite player to watch all time was Rajon Rondo.
Dang, you're a Rondo fan like that?
Rondo.
You know what I'm saying? I love players that weren't expected to be that dude or nothing like that. Like D-Wade. Like D-Wade. D-Wade wasn't an underdog, but remember the 3-4 guys ahead of him. They looked at him as just going to be another, good player in the league, but he actually elevated himself to the top with them. Guys like him, guys like Jimmy Butler, they don't have the same level of respect coming in.
They say you a Heat hater, TD.
No, I just felt like they weren't going to win the series versus the Celtics, but they look like it ain't going the right way. So, again, if you disagree or got to take that other people would disagree with, you're a hater these days. So, you got to accept the definition. So, it is what it is.
This feeling like that year when Dallas Mavericks won the whole thing, nobody expected them to win. So now you're going to have one team that's going to win the whole thing nobody expected to win. This is that kind of season.
I think Denver's just
Denver is going to surprise everybody. and
Yeah,
being the
they're
team
gonna
that
win
I'm
it.
there.
They're gonna win a championship. Denver will win a championship this year.
It's
I
feeling like
don't know though.
they win the
Miami
championship.
could give him a
It's just
run
like when
though.
Dallas won.
Miami don't have a shot, bro. Come on, you
don't
see
think
what
that-
Denver's, bro. You see what Denver's doing.
You see, that's you always count Miami out, and then they
I'm not-
perform
No,
under the
everything.
pressure. Like they
No.
just come out
They
and play.
do. They
Like,
playing team
hey,
ball.
they
Miami
play team
is,
ball,
but
hey, and
Denver
they
playing the same kind of ball,
scrappy.
but they
They're
got a
scrappy.
superstar.
Denver playing the
Yeah.
same ball with better players and everybody who know they roll inside out.
I agree with
Miami is
Yeah.
overachieving right now, and some players are just on a little streak. You know
They
those
might stay
averages
hot,
always
though.
come. Hey, if they do, these guys been hot.
I don't
Nuggets
know.
ain't waver, bro. Okay, before these playoffs start, who the better team, the Suns or the Heat?
The Suns before the playoffs started.
But yeah, but I'm just saying this is my whole point of the matter. Heat ain't played nobody till they played the Celtics, and the Celtics pooping the bed. They have
Wait, what about the Bucks? Hold on. What about the Bucks?
Yeah, the Bucks weren't complete at all.
But think about Denver's path here. Have they not played tough teams?
And
Yeah, they have.
And look at what they've done to them.
Who would they play?
Who they play in the first round? I know they played the Suns in the second round. Who was
The
in?
Suns were trash, yo.
They played.
Stop.
They beat a lot of teams that beat a lot of teams.
The
Good
Suns
teams.
without Chris Paul, what? Them boys garbage.
Hey, TB, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Hold on.
TB
Chris
is
Paul
not a
wasn't playing
hater.
the first few games.
Tell him, Thomas. Tell him I ain't
He's
no
a-
hater.
no, he's not a hater, but he is a negative Nancy. He loves his teams, but he finds every reason to nitpick everything wrong with them.
So hold on. Let me ask you a question. The thing, at least the Dolphins, because I'm not a Heat fan for you to say that, but the Dolphins, everything that I've nitpicked, where have I been wrong?
Tua.
Yep. And
where have I
defense,
been? Like I said, where have I
our
been?
defense. First of all, hold on. Last year, the best players we had. Let's see. Brandon Jones was injured. Byron Jones was holding out because he's a bit. And Nick Needham was injured. And now two of them are coming back. And then we also got the second best CB to go with X. I mean, our defense is going to dominate.
But let's hit the rewind.
Asked you, hold on. I
Let's
asked
hit
you
the
where,
rewind.
other than Tua, because I ain't entertaining.
Come on, bro. You gotta entertain it.
Hold
bro.
on,
That's
hold
the
on,
biggest
TB.
take you got.
Hold on, we'll get there. But Thomas,
yeah,
where have I been wrong?
Tua.
Okay. I'm not arguing with y'all about that. I'll matter of fact, just not to argue, you're right. Where have I been wrong?
TD, come on, man.
Well,
Thomas, I'm waiting.
I was listening. Hold on. I was listening earlier, and everybody's talking about what we did last year. Nobody was talking about what we did all in the offseason and what we're expecting this season.
You got to answer his question, though, Thomas. You got to answer his question.
Exactly. You're not answering the
All
question.
right. What was the question?
So, where else is he a hater outside of
Where have I been
outside of
wrong?
Tua?
Where have I been wrong?
Right.
Other than Tua, I mean, you were just wrong about Tua. I give you that.
Even Thomas said you was wrong about Tua, bro. Franchise quarterback, dog. QB1, Tua Leroy.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all you need to know, okay? TD ain't been wrong about none of this negativity because it ain't negativity. They're honest takes that actually come true.
But TD, can you agree to this, though? You didn't expect Tua to play that well last year. Now, let's take injuries. Let's put the injuries aside. Let's be completely honest with ourselves.
Let's not bring up the clip.
Let's look. Did you expect Tua to play that well last year?
Hell no, he didn't.
Hold on. What well?
Top 6 offense in the NFL.
I mean, top 6 offense, top 10.
Hold on. Who had Tua didn't have a top 6 offense in the NFL?
I said top 10 play. He played when he played games.
Tyreek Hill did, but go ahead.
When he played,
somebody had to throw it to him.
When he played in the game, he was a top 10 quarterback, TD. When he was on the field. Each week we can go back and look at his stats and compare him to quarterbacks that week.
CB83.
Come on, bro.
Like I've said before, Lions, Bears, Browns,
They're
in
NFL teams.
in a Baltimore Miracle.
They're NFL teams, though.
He played decent enough against Buffalo.
But in that Baltimore Miracle, you're the one apologizing. You said I'm sorry.
Because I am a Dolphin. Because I'm a Dolphin fan and I cheer no matter what on Sundays.
But he played good against Buffalo twice, TD.
No, he didn't. He played good against Buffalo. First of all, they didn't even need him. They didn't need him. Hold on. Stop. First game, they didn't even need him to do anything. Okay,
he had to be, come on, TD.
Listen,
it
ain't even his fault. But one touchdown, one touchdown, 183 yards. We didn't even need him to do much.
But quarterbacks,
let's get that straight.
Quarterbacks have
second Buffalo
like
game.
Top, TD.
See,
I'm not gonna let you look.
Second
I'm not
Buffalo,
let you
quarterbacks do have games
Tom Brady has games like that.
But y'all making it seem like it was this great.
Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers have games like that, but they win as long as you win. It's a win.
Exactly. And when Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers have games like that, they're not off the chart great games. Let y'all like he had a great game here. He had a great game. No,
great game. We just said he had good games.
Yeah, he played decent. He didn't cost Buffalo.
And I agree, but that's not make it seem like that goes into the category of top 10. Okay, that's just being a game manager doing your job well, right?
But he had games.
I'm not knocking that. What I am talking about is. Why do I care? Why am I going to overinflate what he did against the 27th, the 29th, and the 31st ranked defense in the Lions, Bears, and Browns?
Because you know why? Because those other quarterbacks, great quarterbacks in the NFL, struggled versus those teams.
Hey, not all of them.
Detroit.
I mean, not all of them. Look, like you said, they all have their ups and downs, right?
When we go look at Detroit and how the other quarterbacks in the NFL play Detroit, they did not have the type of games to us.
And all I'm saying
the
to y'all,
Texans took the Kansas City Chiefs to overtime.
And all I'm saying to y'all is this:
just giving it to you straight, TD.
Give me 2 games outside of that game where he played like a top 10 quarterback.
2 games
outside of Buffalo.
Game?
I mean, not Buffalo. Outside of Baltimore, the Lions, Browns, and Bears.
Bro, that's 4 games, right? That's what you said?
3 of them were the worst defense. Baltimore, that was a miracle at the end. What I'm saying is,
so
for the rest of this game,
but how do you diminish games like?
I'm not diminishing the Baltimore game. What I'm saying is, what happened, nobody did in the season. It was an anomaly.
The Browns, you diminishing the Bears, and you diminishing the Lions.
Look at their defensive rank. Why should I? Did you not watch the? Did you CB83? You got the film, bro.
Look, you can't go off of defensive rankings and say, "Oh, we should kill that team."
We went over the film. We went over the film on this channel.
Is any given Sunday. Things change from week to week in the NFL team.
Well, at the end of the day, all I want to know is
Lions almost got into the playoffs.
All I want to know is what happened versus the Chargers, what happened versus Pittsburgh, what happened versus the Bengals. What happened versus San Francisco?
The Bengals.
No, and he looked like trash before we did.
No, he wasn't. Let's go pull it up.
He threw a pick. They dropped another one, and Tyreek saved them from the third one.
Yeah, but Trash Allen threw more picks than any other quarterback, but yet he's still elite.
Hey, and guess what? You ain't never heard me say that.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't never heard
me.
Hey,
man, Josh Allen the bum. But like I said, what happened to him in all of those games? What happened in Green Bay? Come on, bro.
He played good the first half, and he had he basically shit.
Okay, Justin Herbert played great in the first half of his playoff game. Do we care?
Oh, that's not the same. But I'm gonna let you ride, bro.
That's what I'm telling you. TD is a negative Nancy.
Hey,
they want the root. But he's going to nitpick everything about it.
Hold on. Herbert balled out in the first half, laid an egg in the second half, and it ain't the same?
And they didn't give him no flack.
I know one thing. I'd rather lose like Herbert did in the playoffs than to think I'm finna win the game and throw 3 picks in 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
No, bro, it don't matter. It's still a loss. I don't care how you lose. It's still an L.
Exactly. And why? Why did we lose the Green Bay game?
because of the 3 picks. That's the one game you can harp on. That's the one game you can say Tua single-handedly lost us.
Tua single-handedly lost the San Francisco game.
No, he did not.
He
I don't
single-handedly
agree with
lost
that.
the Chargers game.
You didn't run the ball.
Chargers game was, I think
You
Chargers
didn't
game
run
was
the ball.
good enough.
You
Like,
didn't run the
McDaniels-
ball. You
McDaniels-
ran the ball 8
Hold
times.
on, what you said, Andres?
I said McDaniels got out schemed in the Chargers game.
He didn't get out. He didn't get out
Yes, he
scheme. I
did.
showed you the.
No, McDaniel didn't get out schemed.
He didn't get out scheme. I showed you the film. They took away the
Hey.
middle of the field.
Play him-
Josh McDaniels. Hold on. They took away the middle of the field. Josh McDaniels start dialing up the out routes. Tua standing there like a statue with wide open receivers on the out.
He threw the
Not
out
even
routes
throwing the
in
ball.
Come on, stop.
Not
it,
in the Chargers
Steve.
game.
He threw
Not
some
in the
out
Chargers
routes.
game. Bro,
Jalen
we
Waddle
went-
caught a
we-
Jalen Waddle caught a couple outs, and
we
that was
went-
after he adjusted.
We
I was
went-
after, and what
we
happened
went
was
over the
the
film.
secondary was bumping the receivers off their routes, not letting them get into their routes, and that's what caused it. It's a timing based offense. We know that. And since the timing was off, yes. Since the
And we
timing
won't.
was off, we
Let's
struggled
not bring up all the drop passes.
No.
by Waddle.
Now I gotta say
He
something.
ain't dropped that many passes in that game.
Stop it.
Not that game. I'm talking about the whole season. He dropped at least
Put up the
15.
film. Put up the
No,
film. You got it.
now I need to say something. And first of all, we didn't stop that crazy talk about we ran the ball 8 times. We ran the ball.
We ran
like
in
20
San
times.
Fran. We ran the ball 8 times.
We ain't run the ball 8 times.
In San Fran, we ran the ball 8 times. Go look.
Oh
at
no.
it,
No.
bro.
I said first of all, I said the Chargers. I said the Chargers, not San
I
Francisco.
said in San Fran, we ran the ball 8 times. That's
Listen.
not helping your offense.
In the Chargers game, y'all need to stop with this. Y'all are literally sitting here and making it seem like that game wasn't straight up on Tua Tagovailoa. And let me tell you why it is. Hold
game?
on. Let me
Chargers
the Chargers. Let me explain.
Straight up on Tua.
Allow me to explain because
he threw a couple.
Allow me to explain. Okay. First of all, this is where y'all missed the point. They bumped the receivers, and it's a timing offense. Do y'all realize how limited we have to be because of Tua for y'all to let the buck? Hold on, let me finish, bro. For y'all to let the buck stop at they disrupted the timing. A real freaking quarterback is going to operate the timing offense. But when he sees that a receiver is being bumped or knocked off of his route, he is going to adjust his throw. He is going to anticipate, okay, he's a little late. Let me put it a little bit further now. Tua has none of that. Tua has to put it in the spot practice. He doesn't have the real anticipation of, okay, Tyreek is on the ground. He got back up. He's going to be 2 seconds late to the spot. So let me calculate how to throw it about 8 yards ahead of that because that's now where he's going to end up or behind it. Tua doesn't have any of that. Y'all are relocating this offense to just timing. If you're going to be a just timing offense, he will never be a franchise quarterback.
That's
ever.
not true. That's not true.
It is true.
And this is why I'm going to tell you, look.
You can't run an offense off of just timing.
Yeah,
you can you run the offense, but when they disrupt the timing, you have to adjust real time. And Tua can't do that. He can't adjust real time.
Adjusting real time, throwing off platform
is something he can't do. He can't do it.
He has done it before.
He hasn't done it. So you're talking about maybe a rare occasion where he scrambles out of the pocket.
So he has done it.
Somebody.
So he has done it. That's what
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when the pocket is clean and he's sitting right there. He cannot do it. That's the problem.
Look, he has done it. There's plenty.
No, he hasn't. He throws up a Hail Mary and hope the receivers can bail him out when the timing is off.
That's not true.
That is true.
So
that's the problem with him.
And I think
y'all relegate.
Tua does need to be better off platform. I agree with that.
And
but what we cannot,
McDaniels did make adjustments in that chart.
But what we cannot sit here and say is that everything else doesn't have. Everything else plays a part in that offensive line play. Everything else
in the Chargers game. In the Chargers game, they did a good job.
The way you run the football. The way you call the offense, that has a lot to do with it. I understand what you're saying. He needs to be able to adjust.
We ran the ball better than them in the Chargers game.
Man, I'll pull it up, man. Because
They had 82 rushing yards. We had 92. We averaged 4.5 yards a carry in that game.
How many times did we run the ball?
In the Chargers game.
Let me look at the.
Let's go look at San Fran game too. The games where Tua didn't play.
We ran the ball 19 times.
It's not enough.
It doesn't, bro. We ran the ball 19 times.
It's not enough.
We ran it.
What makes you think that wasn't enough, CB3? It was a 6-point game.
You need to be running 25 to 30 times a game. What a quarterback like Tua. You gotta keep him.
But you said he was a rhythm quarterback.
Right. So what does that mean?
You put more pressure on him to be perfect if you're going to take passes out of his hands.
The play action will open it up a lot more. That's not true.
Not if nobody don't respect your running backs.
And that's why you got to run the ball. If they don't respect you when you don't run it.
They don't respect you because they gonna pick their poison. They poison this Tyreek, and they're gonna just relegate to stopping him.
Stop it, man. If you're running, if you're running the ball and you got teams on their heels and they got to stop the run, everything else opens up better. When we go look at the Cleveland
they'll just allow you to run the ball.
You just said it yourself. The Cleveland game was our most complete game offensively and defensively. You know why it was? It was because we ran.
That was it.
And we kept Tua under a certain amount of attempts. That's why.
But why was just one game out of 17 games?
It wasn't one game out of 17 games. Tua
that was the only complete game we had.
The offense played well in a lot of games. The defense is where they dropped the ball. Let's be real.
But they didn't have this ratio that you wish them to have in the Detroit game.
Go back to Chicago. Go back to the Lions. Go back to the Ravens. Go back to all these games and look at how many points the defense. When you're scoring 20, 30 points a game, you should be able to win those games. Hands down, there's no reason for it.
Well, that's why
Boyer is not here.
Listen,
that's why Boyer is not here.
If you're scoring under 25, your defense gets credit.
Excuse me. Let me show you something.
On, bro.
Okay?
Y'all gotta stop, bro.
Hold on. Let me show y'all something. It is situational football. I'm about to show you the situation in the Chargers game. Don't say we didn't run the football versus Mike McDaniel making the right decision not to run it as much. Let me go through it. And this is possession by possession. First play of the game, what does Mike McDaniel always love to do?
Go up top.
He does his play action pass.
He's trying to take a shot, right? Yep. That's what he in the first drive of the game. He took a shot deep to Tyreek Hill. It was incomplete. What do you typically do when that happens on second down? Typically, you throw the ball. We had a second incomplete pass to Jalen Waddle, and on third down, 3 and out, a third incomplete pass. Okay, so we were already behind because of trying to take a shot early on. Not knocking him because of that. There's many weeks where that works. Okay. Second drive, we run the ball on the first play. Mostert, 1 yard. What do you typically do on 2nd and 9?
Second and 9, you throw it or run it. It could be either way.
What is
given our weaponry, it will be throwing the ball.
Exactly. Second down.
But why?
Yeah, but again,
given our weaponry,
because you don't feel you can run the ball
down a distance.
No. But regardless, maybe he knew you couldn't run the ball barely in this game.
Right. But that's why we go get Dalvin. Go get Dalvin.
Okay, but again, but we can't make it seem like he didn't do the right play calling. So on 2nd and 9,
I can say that. Why can't I say that? He said it himself.
Because you wanted him to.
McDaniel said it himself.
That was peer pressure. CB, you know he folded to peer pressure.
What?
Hold on.
Who put pressure on him? Crypto.
Hold on.
The fan base.
To run the ball more.
The fan base did.
Stop it, bro.
All right, let me go through this. Let me go.
Grown
man
talking
through
about peer pressure.
2nd and 9, incomplete pass.
He folded.
3rd and 9, Tua gets the first down with a 13-yard pass. First and 10. Tua throws it again to Tyreek Hill on what's an extension of the run, a quick pass to Tyreek behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10, Mostert, they run the ball, no gain. 3rd and 10, we did get a penalty, false start. 3rd and 15, Tua's incomplete to Tyreek Hill. I don't see a problem with the drive whatsoever in the play calling. Just couldn't get nothing done. We ran the ball and we threw the ball. 3rd possession on 1st down, Jeff Wilson, -3 yards. So what do you think we're going to do on 2nd and 13? Throw the ball. Second and 13.
But see, this is the thing. There's other stuff you can do. You're just not being creative. There's screens.
Well, hold on. He did throw a screen. He threw a screen on the last. Hold on. He threw a screen on the last possession to Tyreek Hill for no gain. So he's doing that. Now, 1st and 10, he run the ball with Jeff Wilson on the next drive, -3 yards. On 2nd and 13, everybody know we finna throw the ball. He goes deep, middle, Tyreek, incomplete. 3rd and 13, you're going to throw it again, and he got sacked. Moving the ball forward. Let's go to the next drive.
3rd and 13, you shouldn't be throwing the ball. I mean, sometimes you take your shots, and it depends. Look. It depends. It depends on where you are in the field. You just got to understand the game and what you're being dealt with. Like on those 3rd and 13s, some of those could, if you run a draw or a screen, some of those could be first down plays. That's what I'm saying.
CB, he chose a pass, and nobody should be arguing that on 3rd and 13.
I'm not saying
if he would have ran and he didn't get it, people are like, "What is he doing?"
No. Because that's people who don't know the game of football.
But the point of the matter,
that's the casual fan. They want you to throw everything over 3rd and 10.
But no call would have been a wrong call on this.
I mean, every call's a bad call there.
It's
there's
not.
Look, TD, there's no good play call for 3rd and 13. If you know football, you know there's no good play call for 3rd and 13. You're not expected to get it. It's a low percentage play.
We had one of the highest
because low percentage doesn't mean you're gonna
on 3rd and 13.
You can't call a play.
All right.
Well, why come they not punting the ball on 3rd down and 13? Then
Anyway, let's keep it
NFL
moving. All right?
knows that. Come on, bro.
All right, next drive. 1st and 10, pass to Gesicki deep, incomplete. 2nd and 10, pass incomplete to Waddle. There was a penalty on them for pass interference.
Can we just pull up the film and watch it?
I ain't got it all night. I'm actually finna get out of here in less than 10. 1st and 10, Jeff Wilson for 6 yards, ran the ball. 2nd and 4, Jeff Wilson up the middle, ran the ball again for and then he fumbled. Tyreek Hill picked it up and ran it for the touchdown. So we got 3 rushes on that drive, and we got a touchdown, luckily, because of the fumble.
Which drive are you
on? Right.
It should be like the 3rd one.
The first touchdown. Remember, our running back fumbled, by the way. Our running back fumbled.
He fumbled on that one.
Okay.
So
now
what we count that as a runner?
It's a run. It's a run. It's a run.
Yeah,
now let's go to the next drive. 1st down, we ran the ball 20 yards. 2nd down, incomplete pass to Tua. He just can't do nothing. 2nd down and 10, another incomplete pass by Tua. 3rd down, he finally gets it for 12 yards to get the 1st down. Now we back to 1st down, run the ball again. 1 yard. 2nd down, Tua incomplete. We called a timeout. Then we got a penalty for a false start. Then on 3rd and 14, incomplete to Tua. So I'm seeing runs in here, but the circumstances definitely say you got to pass now. Next drive.
But why does it say you have to pass? The score is still 10-7.
You don't have to, but at the same token, you give
the down and distances.
The down and distance, you give yourself the best chance.
But this is but this is the thing. In games like this where, hey, it's close, it's 10-7, you don't have to try to toss it around the yard to prove a point. You can you can grind it out. You can play the underneath game, hit the quick game.
It's not proving a point. It's 3rd and 10. Throw the freaking ball.
Why are you getting in the 3rd and 10? Why are you getting in the 3rd and 10? This is
because on 1st down, you're getting no gain on the run.
That's the problem. That's a problem. But
that's what you said
you said we averaged 4 yards a carry in a game.
Hold up, because first of all, see, this is the difference. Because this is the difference, CB83.
We averaged 4 yards a carry.
This is the difference. Did you see the 20-yard rattle off that we had?
That's right. So
that 20-yard run took away 4 0-yard gains right there to make it 4 yards a carry. You see?
I see.
So. But what I'm saying to you is I still don't see the problem. 3rd, now here we go. The next drive, 1st down, we ran the ball 1 yard. 2 incompletions after that, punt the ball.
Is this the punt drive? So this is what? How many plays was that? 2 plays? 3 drive?
3 downs and 1 yard because our running game got us 1 yard and the passing game got us none. All right, Next drive. First down again. Run the ball. 8 yards by Mostert. We finally get over 4 yards on a rush on first down. Second down, we run the ball again, and we get the first down. First down comes up. Tua runs the ball for 5 yards. 2nd and 5, another run for no gain. Obviously, 3rd and 5, let's throw the ball, and we actually get a touchdown for 60 yards. So the running game, we're still running the ball.
60-yard pass, 60-yard bomb to Tyreek on a go route.
But again, we're still running the ball. We're still running the ball.
But you're so
hold on. Let's keep going.
First of all, when you look at let me just point this out real quick. When you look at the plays in the game, the Chargers ran 78 plays, something crazy. 78
because
plays.
They didn't have a lot of 3 and outs.
They had
They had a lot of long drives.
3 and outs.
Exactly.
And there was a lot of 4 and 5 yard plays.
They had 430 yards offense.
So go through their plays.
Bro, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but they was getting a lot of small yardage.
Our defense
and
was
manipulating their way down the
that
field.
bad, bro. And we this game was 23-17. It's crazy.
Our defense was bend but not break. Our defense had to stay on the.
They got mollywopped.
Any defense will get mollywopped when they on the field 50%. I mean 50% of every freaking possession.
It's their fault they can't get off the field. It's not Tua's fault they can't get off the field, TD.
What do you mean? Tua kept putting them on the field. That's the point.
No, the game is close, TD. I mean, it doesn't matter how you shake it.
Hold on.
It doesn't matter how you shake it.
No,
The game
you're
is
missing
close.
it. You're missing. No,
It's 10 to 7.
It was only close.
7.
It was only close because we fumbled and Tyreek picked up the ball and they defense stopped looking around. Matter of fact, they defense was celebrating.
That's not the only reason it was close. It was 17-7, and then Tua threw a 60-yard pass to Tyreek Hill for a touchdown.
Where did the 7 come from?
The 7, one came from the fumble from Tyreek, and one came from a pass from him.
Exactly. Bro, do you not see that they were stretching the game?
I
Their
just see.
offense
Look,
stayed on the field.
no matter what you say, TD, I see what you're saying. I see.
All right,
but my
you
problem
see all
is,
this run. Hold on. I'm just debunking y'all whole thing of we didn't run the ball, bro. We kept trying.
Nah, running the ball.
It's a lie. It's a lie. We kept trying.
Nah, that's not true. We
wasn't successful like we should have been.
We gotta be successful, and that's I don't want to just run it just to run it. You need to be running and getting positive yardage.
We're not running it just to run it. Next possession, first down, Mostert, 8 yards. Wait, is this the same? No, let me go to the next one. We already did this one. Next drive, Mostert up the middle, 13 yards. First and 10, Tua ran again, 14 yards. Another 1st and 10, ran the ball, no gain. Now we back to 2nd and 10, throw the ball incomplete. Now we're 3rd and 10, Tua gets sacked, -12. We were running the ball.
Hey, bad. See, this is the bad thing. 3rd and 10, you're in 3rd and long way too much. You're behind the chains. You can't be efficient as an offense being in 3rd and 10. It's just bad. McDaniel has to be better. This is my point. McDaniel has to be better.
Stop saying that he should have ran the ball more when it wasn't working enough to run it more.
That's not true. If you're averaging 4 yards a clip, you still got to run the ball.
You were averaging 4 yards
you
a
said
clip.
It.
You were averaging
because he got a couple of big gains on one play.
And that's what happens when you run the football in the NFL. You're gonna get stopped, but you're also gonna get
the average per carry was skewed, CB.
No,
exactly.
There's no such thing as skewed. It's no such thing as that shit. Stop that, TD. Stop that narrative.
Bro, what is you talking about?
No. So what I'm saying, the yards per game.
So if you have a 70,
you have one 70-yard game and a bunch of 30-yard, 1 yard, 30-yard plays. Your average is going to be skewed.
It's the nature of the beast. Stop.
No, it's not, CB. No, it's not. This is what you don't understand.
That's the nature of the beast.
No, this is what you don't understand, CB83. I can have 5 possessions back to back that I run on 1st and 2nd down and get 0 yards. Okay. 5 possessions. That is 10 rushes for 0 yards. I can be backed up on 1st and 10 at my 1 yard line and run a 99-yard run. And I average 5 yards a carry, and I got 99 yards on the day.
And that's how it works.
That's not. That's not. Hold on.
Nature of the game.
That's not the nature of the game.
Because
the reason
look,
why. Hold on.
And this is why I'm gonna tell you. Let's look at it from the reverse side.
This is
Dalvin Cook. We held Dalvin Cook the whole game. The whole game. Then he has a 60-yard run on us. Yeah, that shit. It makes a difference. I know what you're saying.
What you're missing is that was 6 possessions and we scored 1 time. When Dalvin Cook get held, they still probably scored 2 or 3 times in those 6 possessions because of the passing.
Nah, they were getting stopped. They were getting stopped.
With who?
Like they were stopping. Look, what I'm saying is we bottled
versus the Dolphins.
We
do you know how many points they scored? And you say they were stopped?
We bottled up Dalvin Cook, and he still found a way late in the game to punish us on a long run.
And
that's how it happens.
Yes, but that's not how they beat us.
How were they able to score 34? Because they still were throwing the ball well.
Of course, but they were committed to running it too. They didn't stop running it with Dalvin just
but
because
that's not what made them throw the ball well. Stop
that's
that.
That's like if Dalvin came to Miami, he's gonna get the carries. Let's not think he wouldn't.
He'll get the same amount of carries as Mostert.
Stop it! What are you talking, Crypto? You really believe that? We're bringing in a $10 million running back to share carries with Mostert. Man, you're
yes,
sick if you think
exactly.
That,
you know darn well CB83.
So you think he gets even carries with Mostert?
He just became a part of the committee. He's a shareholder now. He gets his fractional share, and he's going to be told to pay dividends when dividend quarter comes in. That's what's going to happen.
Now watch this.
That's what's going to happen.
Bro.
Hold on.
Oh my gosh, I can't with y'all dudes, man. Now TD going to
just
pull
a
up
number. That's
all. Narrative. TD going to pull up some stats to fit his narrative real quick.
No, I'm not, bro, because you're just wrong. We ran the ball versus the Chargers 19.
TD.
Hold on. We ran the ball versus the Chargers 19 times. Do you know how many times they ran the ball versus us?
What,
the Minnesota
18?
Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, so I don't know how many times.
17 less. So that's my point.
But hey, what did they do with their carries? That's the point.
That's same thing because we were shutting Cook down.
How many yards did he have?
77.
Yeah, he didn't have a 100-yard game on us.
He did
but
just enough.
But guess what?
Enough.
But he averaged 6 yards a carry because of the big one.
Bro, you averaging 6 yards a carry, you doing something. That's a great game.
All I'm saying to
That's
you
a great
is,
game, TD.
All I'm saying to you is
that's efficient.
The same thing with the Chargers game. Then that's all I'm saying. You're taking it away from the Chargers game.
Look, I'm not saying the Chargers game was bad, but San Francisco was egregious. The way you only ran the ball 8 or 9 times, there's no excuse for that,
bro.
You want to pull that one up? I mean, you ran the ball 8 times. Like, how are you an NFL team? First of all, there's no reason the Miami Dolphins should have the least running attempts in the NFL last year. No.
Why are you surprised? Tyreek Hill's on the team.
It doesn't matter who's on the team. When you come from a team like San Fran, where you see them running the ball, getting after teams, being physical up front, do you really want to turn your team into a finesse football team where teams aren't scared of you every week? They're just gonna go out there and play 7-on-7? Is that what you want? You want a 7-on-7?
That's what has been winning Super Bowls in the last.
It hasn't.
90% of the time in the last 2 decades.
And that's why Patrick Mahomes. That's why he was not the Super Bowl MVP the past couple of times, because his running backs were carrying him. Damian Williams carried him in the Super Bowl. Pacheco and the boys carried him
to the dance. He had a right to take that day off.
When it comes to playoff
football, he carried him to the Super Bowl.
When it comes to playoff football, you got to be running the football efficiently. Period. Point blank. Period. You argue.
If you had one game in that one Super Bowl and all the other games, the running back was non-existent.
Bro, it doesn't matter what you say. If you're trying to win deep in the playoffs,
they wouldn't have gotten past Jacksonville running the football.
You got to be running the football.
But I get that. It's situational though, CB83.
Yeah, man. I just know we got to run the ball more. We run the ball more, we're gonna be a problem. We get Dalvin Cook.
That just makes us more easy to defend. I tell you.
You think
we
we getting cooked, TD? What you think, man?
If he taking a hometown discount,
Yeah, that's the only way.
I mean, because it's going to be highest
discount. I don't know what kind of running back gonna take that kind of discount.
It's going to be highest
He's
bidder
trying to
now.
get paid.
Highest
He's
bidder.
going to Dallas.
No way.
Dallas.
Nah.
Because Jerry Jones got all the money to pay him. No, it's because they want the money. Jerry Jones gonna put him on his yacht and tell him we're gonna give you an extra $7 million.
Now who got money? The Bears? Maybe the Bears. I'm trying to think who has cap space.
That's what Jerry Jones is gonna do to him.
But
shit, I want
TD, going back to what we were saying, like I
Well,
think
that's Steven Roskin, you know.
But TD, going back to San Fran and Chargers, like I'm the biggest Tua fan like in the world. Like he was worse in San Fran, in my opinion, than the Chargers. Because San Fran was still he was worse in San Francisco than he was against the Chargers.
You think so? I think he's worse in the Chargers than San Francisco.
Why was he worse though?
Let me explain why. Because the San Fran was still giving him shots. They were running zone. They were running a lot of cover 4, and he still had the open shots, and he was missing.
Right.
Like,
So
he was missing the 12-yard shots that he would always hit, like in the middle of the field.
You're right.
He missed that
No,
consistently.
the middle of the field was never open.
Chargers were 2. Chargers were 2. We went over the film.
But what do you do when your quarterback is off? Do you keep forcing him to throw the ball, or do you figure out a way and get creative to run the ball?
You tell him to make a good throw, or he a bum.
You see, but I think the next
You
week
throwing a boundary. You do what the Raiders did to them the previous week.
That's exactly why TD doesn't coach. Go ahead.
Listen, that's what you throw. You do your
No,
job.
you do what the Raiders did to the Chargers the previous week.
Man, you sound like Brian Flores, man.
Good. You do your job and you do it well. And if you can't do it well,
you sound like a defensive-minded coach trying to teach a quarterback about football. That's what you sound like.
exactly. You either a bum or you ain't. It's that simple.
Nah, bro, you gotta look when quarterbacks are having.
I want y'all to think about it.
All quarterbacks have off games.
No,
They
they bums in those games.
It happens. Tom Brady has been bums. We've seen Aaron Rodgers be bums.
And
We've
every
seen Patrick Mahomes be bums.
every quarterback is a bum at some part of the year, but some are bums more than others, and that's the point.
So what you saying? You saying Tua's a bum a lot more than others?
He was a bum in Green Bay. He was a bum versus the Chargers. He was a bum versus San Francisco. He was a bum versus Pittsburgh. He was a bum versus the Bengals. And don't get me started on the second after the second quarter of Houston. We ain't gonna get started on that.
Yo, Tua did not play bummish in all of them games. That's crazy.
Call it what you want. He was a bum.
Well, hey, I'm looking forward to this season.
He was just inconsistent.
If TD
hold on. Tua didn't play like a bum versus Pittsburgh.
He played like he was coming off an injury and he hadn't played in 3 weeks. That's what he
An
played.
injury. Wait a minute. He started out in the first quarter pretty good. What are you talking about? He killed the Russ narrative right out the gate.
I think, but this is the thing, and this is why I kind of agree with us getting out schemed when the Steelers adjusted. Tua started to struggle, but this is why I think a lot of this comes back.
How did they adjust? How did they adjust?
Who adjusted? Who was responsible for the Steelers adjusting?
They started playing a lot of like cover 2 man. They started playing man to man, bracketing the receivers, like taking them away, and Tua started to struggle against them.
McDaniels can't adjust when his quarterback can only do one thing.
What that means, McDaniels admitted to that already. TD.
So
he said he don't adjust in game. So he just keeps running his plays and mixing them up.
You have zone beaters, you have man beaters. Like you
your quarter,
no,
listen.
Bro,
this team is a zone beating team.
Bro,
your quarterback is listen. Your quarterback
primarily zone.
So you don't have man beaters in your repertoire?
Oh yeah, just throw up a Hail Mary to Tyreek Hill or Waddle.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, we got it, CB.
That's the man beater.
We got
man
beaters.
That's hard.
That's our version of it. That's our man beater right there.
So you said Mike McDaniel's a trash play caller.
They showed you that. They showed you that week 1 versus the Patriots. Remember that?
He just doesn't play chess. He plays checkers.
You said he threw it up. Sometimes you give your guy 50-50 and say go get it. Bro.
That was a 60-40 the other way, and Tyreek flipped it.
That's why you pay him $30 million.
Hey, you ain't got no argument here.
He earned his money.
But let's make sure we put the credit. Just make sure we put the credit where it's due. Tyreek.
He earned it. He earned his pay.
Hey, that's not how that works.
$30 million receivers should be doing that.
You think Mike did a good job play calling this year? You think Mike McDaniels did a good job play calling this year?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I gave him a 7.
Okay.
I liked his aggressiveness. There were games where I felt like CB said, we should have ran the ball more, but a lot of them games we won anyway. Like there were games where we were winning and we still throwing the ball. And I'm like,
like the Houston game.
Yeah, no, Lions did that.
That was a prime example right there, the Houston game.
But
because he 30 to nothing, we still was tossing the ball around.
Doing too much, bro.
But I get it. He was stat padding for trying to make his guy look like more than what he was. But
he was throwing the ball up 30 to nothing, still throwing the ball around.
Still
almost got to a crib.
We could be running the ball. No, we want that rating higher. We need this game to weigh more.
Dang, that's how you feel, TD?
That's how it is, though. That's how it is. Mike McDaniel.
There's no reason for He's supposed to pack it in that Houston game. He wasn't supposed to throw a single pass after that first half.
Mike
that's
McDaniel.
Bad coaching. That's
Mike
bad coaching.
McDaniel.
That's what he was doing.
No, that's true though, because I was yelling about it during the season. I said you care more about proving that Tua can be the guy than making the best decision for the team, because we were force feeding Tyreek at times that we shouldn't have, instead of playing well-rounded football and letting Tua go through his reads.
I heard that narrative too, that you were
being up 30 to nothing. You're not supposed to throw
the ball. Like, he's a $30 million guy, right?
No. You force feed a guy on a 3rd and 10 when he one-on-one with good coverage, you throw it anyway. But you don't force feed a guy in triple coverage.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And you're up 30 to nothing.
I mean, look at how many times
it was 3rd and 6.
It was 3rd and 6, and no matter what, we was going to Tyreek. No matter what.
I agree. That was probably the thing that I hated the most about our offense.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that we was up 30 nothing. He should have just dialed it in.
But don't get me wrong, Tyreek made something happen in a lot of them plays.
Yeah, he did. But I think there was not enough underneath.
Should put Bridgewater in it.
There's not enough. There's not enough checkdowns and stuff.
I'm sorry. When I watch the film, that's the one thing I see all day is the underneath.
There's no checkdowns. There's not a lot of them. I'm telling you, it's just the way he runs his offense. Hopefully, he implements that in there.
We could go over the film tomorrow night. If I go live tomorrow night, we could go ahead while the Heat.
Which game we watching?
Watch the Buffalo game. Watch the second Buffalo game.
TD ain't put on that game.
I'll put the second Buffalo game on, because let me tell you what teed me off about that game. And I already did the film of that game on this channel. The reason why we lost that game, Tua talk about lowest ball placement. Y'all don't get it. Just because it's a completion don't mean it's the best thing.
Hey,
Tua left too many touchdowns on the field because of his ball placement.
You got to think about. I mean, of course, that's every quarterback is leaving.
Once again, every quarterback has ball placement moments, but some have them more than others. In that game, I will point out 10+ plays of bad ball placement.
But you can't say that's why we lost the game, because our defense.
It is why we lost the game, because I am going to point out at least 5 touchdowns had the ball placement been right. I am going to show you at least 5 touchdowns in that game.
The reason I brought up that game, to be fair, was more about McDaniel's adjustments. Like, he actually, like, the Bills were playing the sticks, and you saw Mike actually design checkdowns for Mostert and actually test the linebackers to tackle. That's why I brought up the game, because you actually saw the adjustments from Chargers to Bills. We're not even talking about Tua. Missing throws against the Bills. I'm talking about strictly McDaniel's changing his play calls, being like, all right, teams are playing us like this. This is what we have to do. That's why I was
with the different.
That's why I think the
difference in the Buffalo game is they were running a lot of zone, though.
That's fair. Yeah, they were.
In Chargers, no, sir.
They
were getting up in your face. So it's hard to make adjustments when your quarterback can't beat that type of coverage anyway.
But see, I think TD, it's easy for you to say that, right? Hindsight is 2020.
Ain't no hindsight. He's been doing it for 3 years now, bro.
But see, this is his first year in the system. This is Mike McDaniel's first year with him.
No, it's the same story.
When the Chargers, it's not. It's really not. When the Chargers and the San Fran played us tough and they played us tight, we really hadn't seen man-to-man coverage like that. Even we really haven't seen it a lot. So when teams came out and did it, it was almost like, damn. they were shell shocked. Hey, what do we do? How do we adjust?
Exactly. Why is it every year
so late in the season?
Why is it every year I come up on my channel and I tell y'all the 2 or 3 games that we are going to get obliterated? 2 is going to get obliterated, and like every
you said
year
we would get obliterated by the Ravens. You said we were going to get obliterated by the Bills early.
We were getting obliterated. We were getting obliterated by the Ravens in the first half.
We won the games
because of stupid coaching on the Ravens behalf. But
or better play by the offense.
I tell you, every year the games where Tua's gonna fall flat on his face. I tell you every year.
You called the Ravens. You said that he fall flat on his face versus.
What else did I say? What else again?
Fall flat on his face versus the Bills early in the season.
I didn't say the Bills. I said no. That's a lie. I said the Ravens. I said the Jets, who he conveniently didn't have to play twice. And I also said watch when we get to San Francisco. I said we would beat the Chargers, but I didn't think they would come out with that game plan. But you saw the video I played of them developing the game plan against Tua. Every time I said something about that Green Bay game. There's something about that Green Bay game with Tua.
Oh, that's easy. That's an easy call when you got Aaron Rodgers on the other sideline.
No, it wasn't about that offense. I was saying with Tua, it's something about that game. Just like the year before.
TD, you were saying it's something about every game. You just
no, I did.
You just didn't expect Tua to play that well.
Just like the year before. I said every week until the game happened, watch it. And I said it boldly too. I said, watch when we get to Tennessee. Watch what happened. Watch what happened when we played Tennessee.
Stop it, bro.
I said, watch what happens when we play Tennessee.
Stop it.
It's certain defenses.
You think Tennessee play the same kind of defense as Green Bay? Is that why you said that?
No, well, this year coming up, I don't know because will Tennessee have the personnel to run with what Vrabel wants to run? I don't know that early in the season.
I'm talking about like the year before, what made you nervous about Green Bay?
Go through our schedule and put it on wax now. I want to see you put it on wax now. I want to be able to chart.
What are the games that you think that we're going to get smoked in?
Because that's what I'm saying.
Linebackers.
Games.
Tennessee linebackers. You thinking about the linebackers?
I'm specifically talking about Tua here. I'm specifically talking about Tua. Let me bring the schedule up.
What games Tua is going to struggle in and play bad?
I can see Dallas.
Are you thinking about athletic linebackers that can move side to side like San Francisco?
That's pretty much all. It starts and finishes with the linebackers typically.
I gotta hear this right here, boy.
So then you have to add Tennessee. Then
no, it depends.
Hey,
it depends. I'm gonna give it to you.
How many games are quarterbacks allowed to have bad games? Like,
are you ready?
Yeah, I have a
percentage
question.
of games.
Like how many games? How many? If
maybe
10%. All 16 games. How many bad games are he allowed to have?
10%.
3, 4, 3.
Like in a 17 game season, 3 is where you want to end it.
Okay, 3, right?
3 in the 17 games.
When we say bad, we're not talking horrible.
What would we consider a bad game last year? Green Bay is a bad game to you, right?
Green Bay, San Fran, Chargers.
No, I ain't gonna say Green Bay. That was just a horrible ending.
That
was, matter of fact, it was horrible because you can't do that. A bad game last year for me would be anything Pittsburgh or worse.
What do you mean?
Pittsburgh or worse.
So Pittsburgh.
What's worse? What else worse? What else is worse? San Fran a bad game?
San Fran, Chargers. The first Patriots game.
Actually, Pittsburgh probably would have been his worst game had they caught those interceptions.
Why do you keep saying the first Patriots game?
He was bad in the first Patriots game.
He wasn't worse than the Steelers.
He was.
Steelers.
Oh my gosh, TD is killing me right now, bro.
I'm just telling y'all what I believe.
No, I get that.
No, I would say the Steelers game is probably the worst game.
I thought he was really efficient in the first Patriots game. Maybe
that was his low. Matter of fact, the first Patriots game was his lowest PFF grade of the season. Just so you know, but y'all don't see why. I see why. Ball placement was horrible. Had turnover worthy plays, but again, they didn't turn them over. Luckily. That's another thing y'all don't know.
Well, then that would make Pittsburgh his worst game than TD. You talking turnover worthy plays.
Anyway, let me answer your question on teams that he could have a problem with. I actually don't think he's not going to have a superior game, but he's not going to struggle versus the Chargers this year like he did last year. We brought their secondary coach in, by the way. And I think that's going to help him look for certain things. Basically, just tell him, take the check down, take the check down, take the check down. When you watch the film,
you're going to be checking it down the whole game.
You need to in a game like that.
Why?
This is because they taking all the other stuff away. Tua had the check down all day. Let those guys catch it for 2 yards and go for 13. They playmakers.
I don't think they're gonna play us the same. I don't think they.
They will play us exactly the same.
I don't think they can.
But this time we'll be a lot more efficient.
As far as pressing the wide receivers on the boundary.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take our shots this game. I don't think it'll look like it looked last game.
It's gonna look exactly. You know why? Because that pass rush can come fast. That's why McDaniel had an intermediate game in that one.
Mike McDaniel's opening it up late. He started to figure
they're going to rely on Bosa this time because he probably will be playing in that game.
Yeah, he wasn't even playing last time.
He'll probably be hurt again.
But not the Chargers game, okay?
You got the schedule up?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Pull it up?
I got it up.
Oh, you can't pull it up on the screen though?
Oh yeah, let me share. And then I got to get out of here, man. Y'all give me
appreciate you taking your time, TD.
Yeah, man, having us on, man. Man, you're a nice dude, man.
All right.
Dude.
I'm going to that Giant game. I got my tickets to the Giant game.
It's in Orchard. Miami. What is it? Meadowlands? Where is it? Oh, that's in Miami.
Yeah,
it's in Miami.
Oh, it's in Miami.
Go to the Black Friday game.
I went to the last Giants game where we played them down there, and Tua was diamond. TD said he had ball.
All right, you ready? All right, so he's going to run into it with the Jets this year. Twice.
I'll be at that game.
So you think he's going to struggle versus the Jets?
The Jets twice. The Commanders, that's going to be the low-key one. Remember, I told you that the Commanders.
You better stop playing.
That defense is kind of tough.
They listen. They for them. First of all, they were the number 3 ranked defense last year. That's what carried them anyway. Second off, they play that exact type of defense. Anyway, let me just keep going.
Be ready for that.
Like I said, I'm telling you the games that I believe. Okay.
I think.
Now, the Titan ones is tricky because they're replacing a lot of players on defense. I'm going to say Titans, but to be fair, and y'all gonna forget this, I will be able to tell you if the Titans will be one of those teams after about week 4 or 5. Because I need to see if Vrabel's new personnel on defense can still run his scheme and his system the way he wants to. Jets again. Cowboys. That's going to be probably the worst game of the season.
I highly doubt that.
Okay, I'm just letting you know. Ravens revenge. It ain't going to be the 6 touchdown miracle. Okay, it's going to be a pickup from that first half like last time, big time. And that's it. I say Ravens, Cowboys, Jets twice, Washington, and I'll let you know about Tennessee. So potentially 5 to 6 games.
So you think you're on 5 to 6 bad games?
No, he may overcome them. Those are the defenses that make him look the worst.
Oh, okay.
Those are the potential chances of being his
Commanders,
worst game.
Hey, shout out to the
Commanders
chat.
out of the same name.
Huh?
So TD, you said the Commanders play a similar style as the Jets?
Well, the way that they play, and they play a little hybrid too, but not like the Jets. What I'm saying is the way they play defense, it will give us fits.
You don't think Philadelphia are going to give us problems?
And it's not just Tua, it's the offense overall. Like a team may be able to shut the run down with their front 4, but then that forces us to pass like we did versus the Chargers, but they all over the pass. What did you say about Philly?
Yeah, no, Sean Desai.
The front 4.
You don't think they're going to struggle versus Philly, the offense will?
Something about that game
they play front 4.
It made me feel like that might be a shutout. I mean, not a shutout, but a shootout.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say CB. Sean Desai was played under Vic Fangio, so he runs like the same exact system. So I'm sure.
I think it'll be a shootout.
Yeah.
I don't
like the Buffalo game.
Yeah,
the game ended like the Buffalo game.
Yeah, Buffalo is a give and take, man. They not the same team.
Could be a
I
low
don't.
scoring game or high scoring with them.
Yeah,
It was low scoring on them last time.
But this ain't the same Buffalo 3 years ago when they shut Tua down. Even though it was a young Tua.
This Buffalo team is weak, bro.
The defense they don't play
You
it the
don't know
same.
which team they defense played. They play a lot of shadow zone.
If I was to give you a low key team that I'm unsure about, but I am a little worried about on their defense,
no, not
the way
Denver.
we play,
not
it
Denver.
is.
Be the Patriots.
No.
Denver.
What happened?
It'll be the Patriots or Denver.
See, this is what y'all don't realize. Do y'all not remember Denver going into week 8 last year had the best defense in the NFL, only giving up 10 points a game? Then the injuries and stuff start creeping in. They had the best defense in the NFL. They wouldn't let nobody get past the 10-point mark just about. They were losing games 11-10.
Hey, I ain't scared of them dudes.
I ain't
you
saying
better score more than 10 points if you're gonna beat them.
Line that up.
All I'm saying to you is this. Remember, this is the 3rd game of the season, so it ain't gonna be as many injuries.
Fair.
Not likely.
I think Tua will struggle in about 2 or 3 games, and I think those 2 or 3 games will be.
Name them.
I think it'll be the Bills game in 1 game, right? And I think the Philly game. I don't see him. I'm gonna say Philly. I don't see him struggling in any other game. I think he's gonna pick apart KC. I think he's gonna pick apart Washington.
You said Buffalo, Philly.
Yeah, Buffalo, Philly, and maybe the Jets one time. It's a division game, so I can see him splitting in 1 game and playing them tough 1 game.
I respect the one time on the Jets because when I say Jets, I just know how they play.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it'll be at a minimum 1 time. It'll be tough. I just
I think, but see, that's how division games should
I'm saying
be.
one each of the division games because they know you.
He gonna beat the dog out of the Patriots. He always beat them boys, so I ain't worried about that.
You know, I'm gonna say this, bro. This year we better be careful with the Patriots.
Man, we not losing to the pass. We'll be all right.
I don't like that we don't
put a lot
of points on them though.
That's what I'm saying. This team this year will be more dominant than we've ever seen. This will be a team that is beating teams by 2 to 3 scores on a weekly basis. That's how it should be. Now, will it happen
one time?
It should happen because it should happen.
Anyway, y'all, listen. I gotta get out of here, man. Y'all done kept me up all night. Real quick, on these super chats that I did not even read earlier. Jets fan, Jets fan here with a lot of respect for the fans. Honest question: if there's any legs behind Dalvin Cook to Miami rumor, or did that fizzle when y'all drafted A-Chain? AFC is gonna be nuts this year. It's fizzle. It's just up to him.
Hey, it's up to him. Fire. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
I understand what you're saying, but Fangio has a reputation for a reason. He gained that rep from the best minds, and I already read that earlier. Okay, I see what you're saying. I've been taking what you're saying wrong. I've been taking it as you blaming him. Not at all. Mark, I'll remember the flip-flop of teams when I'm on Stephen D's show in the morning. Oh, boy. Hello, team.
Right. He flip-flopped.
Would D-Hop be a perfect option to mask to his flaws even more? Be a great third option, Tyreek replacement in case of injury? We're not going to get another receiver.
D-Hop. I heard somebody say Devontae Adams coming to Miami. I'm like, dang, bro. How many receivers we gonna get, bro?
Y'all need to stop. I don't see them winning more than 5 games.
Adams ain't going nowhere.
I hope Juan ain't talking about the Dolphins.
I know he ain't talking about the Dolphins. He's talking about the Patriots or somebody, the Bills.
Yeah, it's got to be talking about the Jets or somebody.
All right, thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight, though. This is TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Don't forget to check the homie channel out, CB83.
Yes, sir.
And, hey, man, thank y'all for coming through. Crypto, Andres, man, y'all don't be strangers. We're going to do this more often, all right?
Is that Andres Negron or is that – are you Andres Negron?
Nah.
Okay,
No.
all right. That bot
we got a second Andres.
That bot won't ever get on the panel. Get him on the panel, TD.
Right. And we got 2 of them now.
Hey, this the real Andres because he showed up then.
Hey, shout out to the Wolfpack, man.
All right, y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I gotta get out of
right.
here. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we can look at some film.
All right, let's do it.
All right, y'all.
The Charger film. Yep.
Peace. I'm out.
Later.